Yo, what is the deal? Welcome to the No Pick Show where we deal with facts, not emotion. No hand holding. I'm with my dog, Just Dave Davis. The off season has officially began. Y'all know we've been working beforehand, but now we officially in the off season. Please be sure to hit that like button. As always, my dog Michael Morgan in the building early with the super chat. Much love to my dog Mike, aka Jerome. Appreciate your big dog. C-Step in the building. What's happening with your C-Step? As y'all pile in, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe. L, what's the deal with your brother?
Cool and dog, enjoying this beautiful Sunday. You know what I'm saying? First Sunday of the season being over, and when the season is over, that means the new season has begun. All hope is you rejuvenated. You get an opportunity. You can start talking about your team with some fucking optimism. At this point, everything is up for grabs. You know what I mean? Congratulations to the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? All my people in New York. Like I said, my wife from New York. So shout out to all of them. Listen, bro, I was getting ready to make the move, though. I was going to the parade. And I had to it don't feel genuine going to somebody else parade. So I had to again, because my wife was like, we going. Like if the Knicks win, she born and raised in New York. Like I gotta be there. And I would have gone. I'm like, fucking right, I'm gonna be able to support Jose. And I just had to, I was like, they out here killing each other.
Yeah,
it's not literally, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's funny because it's coinciding with the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Yes.
So everything kind of like coinciding. It's wild.
It's going down. And then World Cup, you know what I'm saying? And my wife and her family, they Haitian. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about born and raised in Haiti. Came over.
Haitian,
yeah. Like legit, like my wedding was in Haiti type shit.
Right.
Yeah, so they the World Cup game was yesterday. They busted to Boston for the game. So it's a whole event. It's a whole atmosphere. But dog, listen, I'm here for the people. You heard me? I'm here for y'all. You dig? Let's go ahead and have a great episode.
That's what sports fandom is about, though, bro. That is what sports fandom is about, because it's not supposed to be regional, but it becomes that, especially when you're born in a certain place. But man, shout out to everybody in the building. So again, man, Victor Wembanyama, he dropped the ball. I told y'all who Victor was. He was who I thought he was. Okay, motherfucker dropped the ball, and De'Aaron Fox didn't do him no favors helping him out. De'Aaron Fox supposed to be the veteran. He dropped the ball as well. But to me, this signals the West is wide open. It's another year. I misspoke before. I said it was 9 years. It's actually 8 years in a row. Different champion, different representative. West is wide open, in my opinion. And I don't want to say too much, but I'm tell you, the Pelicans taking this offseason very seriously. And they taking it very seriously. Like they not leaving no stone unturned. I'll say that. They doing their thing.
Oh no, listen, with not just the West being wide open, is like, I know people was like, yeah, the Spurs are young, and Wemby's only getting better. Dylan Harper looked like the real deal. Stephon Castle looked like the real deal. And people get to throwing out, oh, this team will be back. And it's like, there's no guarantees that you'll get back. AI never got back. And I'm not saying that, but AI never got back. You know what I mean? Dame never went. Like Giannis ain't never been back yet. Giannis, he won when he got there, but Giannis ain't been back. CP ain't never been back. There's been plenty of like
Boston.
Kevin Durant,
the Jays only went twice.
The Jays only went twice, and they had to put together one of the greatest teams ever to come out of the East and go do what they did.
Kevin Durant never went without the Warriors.
Kevin Durant never been back outside of that. Like, he went early with OKC. That OKC version ain't never go back.
Yep. Russ never been aside from that one appearance.
That one time. No. So while people just be like, OKC, that one that's supposed to run the West, they got questions now. People's like, well, they're going to definitely be there for sure. And it's like, bro, that cap money about to start kicking in. Ain't no guarantees that you get back.
I think generally you got to approach the off season, unless you're already in a full rebuild, full tank mode. Can't approach it with too much woe is me. You know what? Well, truthfully, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I'm just telling you how I'm choosing to approach it. I'm not approaching it with no woe is me mentality for one, because I've spoken to a couple people And I know that they're being aggressive, and I know they're doing their due diligence. And on top of that, I'm a firm believer that the West is wide open. I think the East is wide open for those guys on the East. I think the East is going to be even more competitive than the West moving forward, especially if you see a team like Memphis and Minnesota move on to the Eastern Conference when the expansion ultimately happens. I think you'll see the West weaken quite a bit when those teams move on. So what I wanted to talk about, again, it being the first official time of free agency is also tampering season. Now you can officially sign your own people.
Absolutely.
You can officially sign your own people, and that's why a guy like Saddiq Bey comes into play. I don't think Zion's going to get an extension. He's not a free agent, but a guy like Saddiq Bey may get his extension. Zion can potentially get his extension. Things like that could happen in theory, but the Pelicans, luckily, don't really have any free agents that they'd be looking to bring back aside from potentially DeAndre Jordan, right? Yes, indeed. It's our turn, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. It's our turn. Ain't nobody getting no motherfucking money around here unless we got our hands in it.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm telling you, y'all gonna have to break bread, or we shutting shit down around here. But yeah, so there's a lot of free agents gonna be doing their thing this offseason. A lot of movement is gonna be happening. You got guys like one of my favorites. I always wish this guy, John Collins, Precious Achiuwa. You got other big men like Marvin Bagley, Colin Gillespie. You got a lot of guys, and the Pelicans have a little bit of money to spend. They ain't rolling in dope, but they ain't quite on food stamps neither. So take a quick look at their salary cap situation this upcoming season, and you can see some of the contracts that are on the books and some that may be voided.
What's as we going into the offseason, just something I kind of want to mention. What's the interesting thing about this particular offseason and what like this season and the previous season have kind of shown you as well, as far as like the Indiana OKC final season, right? Bro, the day of the superstar, that shit dead. Like now you got to win by committee. Like the more good players you're able to have on your roster is the way to go. And obviously, the rookie contracts make a difference with that. But you mentioned players like John Collins, you mentioned players like Gillespie, you mentioned players like Colin Sexton, Kobe White, all of those like mid-tier players, right? The more good players you have on your roster, the day of being like top heavy, that shit dead, bro. Like you're not winning nowhere. You're not winning, in my opinion, in this NBA like that. So even for the people that's just got like the high hopes for the Spurs and stuff, and it's just like, bro, listen, in my opinion, and I'm not saying that Wemby won't be great, Dylan Harper won't be great, right? But when Wemby money hit, and when Stephen Castle money hit, and when Harper money hit right after that, and you looking at dog, because
Fox money already about to hit,
and Fox money already on the books. Dog, listen, you're gonna see teams. That's why Boston realistically had to take that step back. Ain't nobody trying to pay that repeater tax, luxury tax money. You got to do better in free agency. You got to do better with your trades. You got to do better managing your rosters. But everybody's going to have an opportunity to compete.
To me, it's going the way of the NFL. I think traditionally, every time you see an NFL team win a championship, if you're lucky, you got maybe a 2-year window because everyone wants to get paid. And that's when the team ultimately breaks up. I think we're in the depth era where, like, if you even look at the Knicks construction, you got I'm going to say two. Let's say you got 2 A players. I would say Brunson and Cat, and everyone else is like C+, B-. But it's just a ton of depth in that starting unit, and you got like 1 or 2 guys off the bench that could give you spot minutes. Shout out to Shot Chamberlain. Heard that as well.
Why would he be?
There's an interesting connection there between Fox and Fox and the head coach Mitchell Robinson. I don't want to get too much into that, but because that name is going to come up a bit. But shout out to having a good agent, man. You need to have a good agent in this world, good representation. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I wanted to mention to you, right? When I just look at the way the Pelicans have done business under this current regime, you got to look, and just historically with any team, you look at connections, right? To kind of signal, okay, who has the familiarity.
Relationships matter.
Relationships, right? Guys you've done business with in the past, you can potentially do business with now. I think that's why you see the rumors about Trey Murphy in Indiana. It's like, well, we already done business before. Maybe there's a possibility to do business again. I look at teams like, for example, the Washington Wizards. Rich Paul and Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver had to navigate the DeJounte Murray situation and all that that diva bullshit that went on. Zion is represented by Bill Duffy. I'm sure there's going to be some conversations on Zion's contract guarantee from last year. And shout out to Chris, Zion's his performance coach. He did a really dope interview with us over here on this channel, man. Shout out to Coach Chris. And Zion's guarantee is a potential extension. So things like that are going to come up. Those relationships are there. So when I'm looking at free agents, I'm looking at what guy just left Washington, because Troy Weaver was in Washington. What guy's leaving Detroit? Like what guy is represented by Rich Paul? What guy is represented by Bill Duffy? You know what I'm saying? Where are those relationships? What do you make of that potential thought process?
I think it's I think it's where you start. Not that people won't hire bring people in outside of those relationships, but realistically, that's especially in the beginning parts of establishing a culture and establishing a identity. Because the interesting thing about it is kind of like if I'm starting a business, right? And I like to look at it that way. The Pelicans are essentially starting a business. Right. The first things you want to do, you want to bring in people you trust, people, you know what I mean, that's gonna have your best interest. They know you gonna have their best interest. They know how you move, so you ain't no BS in nobody. We got common goals. We're looking to achieve the same things. So I think that's always where you start. I think it gets a little risky sometimes, to be honest, when you go outside of that to a degree. Not saying that you don't, because the greater the talent, the more you know what I mean, you
expand your horizons. Yeah,
exactly, absolutely. But when I'm trying to establish like culture and identity, and I'm trying to kind of get things rolling, I need people that I can trust first. I don't want to take a bunch of risks. So as far as like the relationship aspect the relationship aspect of it goes, I think that's always the first places you should turn and look. Because again, other than if it wasn't for relationships, you might not get half of the people that you get anyway. Also, Joe been in the league for how long now? Been around the league for how long? So while we only target certain places, right? Like we target Detroit, we target Washington for sure. Who knows what kind of relationships Joe has established because he's been in the league office, or just my years around the NBA. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah, man, I can absolutely say that a lot of the hires we've seen, like poaching guys from the Premier League and some of the additions to the coaching staff, guys like Wembanyama, and so there's other guys who will be added in the future. Even Jamal Mosley. And shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Those guys will not be coming to the Pelicans or New Orleans if there wasn't a relationship there between Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver.
Absolutely.
I shout out to the wealthy few. He said, "What's up, fella? Seen a rumor on the sign and trade for Duren." Now I'm gonna say this. I had an interesting conversation about Jalen Duren the other day with some good people in the know, and it was not good about Jalen Duren. It was not good, boy. I ain't gonna hold you up. It was, because I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. They was like, nah, it was some bad conversations, boy, being had, and I was like, God damn. But just looking at, surveying the free agency market, because we're going to talk about that, then we're going to get into trades also. But, you got some interesting center free agents. I want nothing to do with Vucevic. I already told you how I feel about I already told you how I feel about Mitchell Robinson. And shout out to Mitchell Robinson for a huge offensive rebound, but
let me give you a little pushback on Mitchell Robinson. So I look at Mitch Rob like this. what are we bringing Mitch Robin to do?
Mitch Robinson. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like, if we bring in Mitch Robin and be like, look, bro, all I need you to do is defend and get rebounds and play with some energy and defend okay. Now listen, depending on how you go about it and what his number is, like you can't give Mitchell Robinson 25, 30 million or nothing like that. No, crazy, obviously, right? But if you got Mitch Rob on a decent number or okay number for the Pelicans, which I don't think he would take a decent number to come here, but I think Mitchell Robinson could be serviceable. Like obviously, they only played 2 centers at the end of the day. So for as much as we, you know what I mean, we might feel about him, like throughout most of the season and throughout the entire playoff run, he was the guy that they were going to. So like it's gotta say something as far as like just being able to play and do your job. And this season he was more available than not. So I can't speak too ill of the man on the after winning the championship, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak a little ill on him. I think bro was incredibly lazy during this finals series, and just his everything about it was just bad, right? But I think to me, that's one of the signings that would concern me a lot. Shout out to coach in the building, man. That's one of the signings that would concern me a lot, because I can see that being a person that gets the money and you just, it's like Solomon Hill. Like he get the money and it's just over. He eating good. You got to drag him out of restaurants by his headband. Like it would just be a disaster. Like, cause even I just worry about that. And I think whoever the Pelicans bring in is going to be brought in to be the starting center, right? I would imagine, or at least a spot starting center.
I think you're looking at least 25 to 30 minutes for whoever they bring in.
Like, right. And Mitchell Robinson last season averaged 19. Season before that averaged, like the most games he's played and averaged over 25 minutes is probably, he played 72 games in 2022 and he averaged 25 minutes. For me, that signing would terrify me. I ain't gonna lie.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Eves, if he got a little stronger, could do what Mitchell Robinson did?
Yeah. I think
if that's the case, then there's no reason to bring in Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, I think today Precious Achiuwa is better than Mitchell Robinson today. Just based on
Precious
Achiuwa had a great season.
Yeah, and he was with New York. He was with New York last year when they made their playoff run. I mean, he went to the Eastern Conference Finals again. You know what I mean, bro? If you could crack the rotation with what's his name, with Tibbs, you all right.
Yeah, because he ain't playing no cold bitches. Like he ain't gonna do it. As we make it down the freezing list, you know, you got. I think our favorite would be Robert Williams, Time Lord. Another guy would probably be. He would probably share starting duties, but I think that he checks pretty much every box aside from health that Joe and Troy would be interested in, that they would want. Unrestricted free agent, kind of found his footing a bit last season. I don't think he should cost you more than about 7-8 million. I ain't gonna hold you.
For if I could get Time Lord for 7-8 mil, that give him that Looney money, I'd do that. I'd take a chance on that.
Yeah,
he looked honestly in the playoffs when they played the Spurs. He looked really comfortable out there. Moved relatively well. He did okay. He did solid against Wemby.
He outplayed Klingon.
Yeah,
certainly outplayed Klingon.
He definitely made it to where, like, okay, Klingon. You had looked at Klingon and was like, all right, there's another step you need to take. And to say Robert Williams, you know, at this point seems like an old player because he's been around for so long. But like when you watched him in that playoff series, and even in the who did they play in the play-in game? Because they had to play in the play-in to get in. Was it
Was it Golden State? Well, the Phoenix? No, Phoenix had a series. I don't remember.
I don't remember who it was they played, but their first game was they played relatively. He played relatively well in that game too, from what I remember.
You know, a guy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good.
no guy who I'm gonna skip Mo Wagner. I do think he's someone that they would have interest in. The thing with I'm out on Mo. I kind of view Mo as more of a rotational guy versus a starting center. I really think if they look at the check the box at center for starting center, it's either gonna have to be Robert Williams or you're trading or drafting a guy. Like, and that's where an interesting conversations come up with Chicago as well. But you got a guy like Nick Richards, spot starter. Andre Drummond had a bit of a career renaissance last postseason. And after that, man, there's just a significant drop off. I like Jock Landale as a rotational guy, but that's not someone you want to start. I can't start him. Not at all.
Portland played Phoenix in the first round in the play-in game. It was Phoenix. They beat Phoenix, and then Phoenix went and beat Golden State.
And Phoenix lost to OKC.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you got a guy like, to me, would be a solid rotational pickup if you're just talking about someone who could dominate on the boards and defend, and Charles Bassey, but that's more of a depth thing. You look at power forwards, and this is where it get a little interesting because, again, I was told that they're being aggressive, though. I was told that they're not playing around. I was told they're being aggressive. They're not playing
What does that mean?
We're going to have to see, right?
Yeah.
But what I mean is, because
they talking to some quality people. Would you consider John Collins as a I'm not playing around kind of signing?
Yes.
Okay.
I would consider him, because to me, honestly, this is a weak free agency class. Now, if Kristaps Porzingis was a healthy player and LeBron was like 36, that changes everything to me. But since Kristaps is, he got his health issues, it kind of is a high risk, high reward type thing. I think John Collins kind of threads the needle a bit easier in that regard, because he did start for several years in Utah, can shoot, can rebound, can rim defend a bit. I like John Collins. And just to clarify, when I say they're being aggressive, I'll say they're going into the offseason with the idea that they're just as attractive as anyone else.
I can see that.
Like, they're not going into this offseason with low self-esteem. Like that's my understanding.
You know what? I honestly, I know a lot of people have like the negative stigma when you had the back-to-back seasons that they've had. At the same time, I think one thing about like free agency to a degree, I think this, like, players to a degree want to be a part of building something, right? Like, I think there's an opportunity with New Orleans, with Joe, with Mosley, with the brand new front office. I think there's an opportunity there for them to kind of like rebrand to a degree, like and players want to be a part of like changing identity. For example, to compare them to the Knicks just for a second, the Knicks before Brunson got there were looked at as a complete shit show. You know what I'm saying? There was no reason for Brunson to go to the Knicks
for a long time.
Exactly.
Well,
but then
there was a dad connection.
Well, exactly. But before that, you remember, think about all of the years that the Knicks were missing out on free agents.
Dolan was considered the worst owner in the league by far.
So nobody wanted to go there. So I think I think players want to come in and have belief that, hey man, look, I believe in you to give, like, and we got starting opportunities available. That's another thing too. Players want an opportunity to come and start. Realistically, in my opinion, you got a starting center spot available, potentially a starting 4 spot available, and to starting 3 spot available. The only 2 spots for sure people starting is Z and Trey, and depending on what you feel about Z and Trey.
I think you got a 1, potentially 4.
Yes.
And 5 spots starting if they can get upgrades at those positions.
Absolutely. And I don't mean that in no negative way, but if I'm a free agent and I'm trying to look, I want an opportunity to play, because if I'm a free agent, that means somebody ain't giving me my money, or my situation ain't looking appealing to begin with, right?
And it's not a ton of money out there, bro. Like, when you think about, like, man, you spoke about Chicago earlier. If Chicago is being true to their word, they don't really have a need for a John Collins. They don't have a need for Tobias Harris.
No.
if they really plan on rebuilding. I think what you'll see with them and how they utilize I'm sure they'll fill out their roster with some non-guaranteed guys, some bloated 2-year guys, with the second year being a team option. But I think they're going to look to acquire players into their cap space. I think they got like $6 to $8 million. So I think that's a team that if you're the Pelicans, like again, you already have a relationship with Bryson. If it's something along the lines of, hey, y'all want to guard, y'all want to get Giddey a little more, even though Giddey's fantastic, but y'all want to get Giddey a little more off ball, or you want to trade, or you want to trade me, Giddey, take DeJounte and Herb for for Jalen Smith, like something along those lines. Like, can I convince you to like take Herb as a sweetener instead of a first round pick, so I can shed some of this salary? They're gonna have a lot of avenues. Let's go through the power forward names real quick, and you tell me, right, who you think is a starter when we go through those names. Not like, well, if everybody else is good. Oh, look, shout out Louisiana guys. Same thing I just said. So Chicago trying to take on bad contracts for picks and young players. Herb only 29. 29 is young. So
that's what they say.
Yeah, 29 is young. DeJounte is on 29 also. That's young. That's a young pup in this league. What up, Carl?
As of looking at the list, honestly, only truly. So I guess because we're looking at power forwards,
right? And I'm gonna call out the names, right? Because some of these power forwards could start at center. Let's start with Kristaps Porzingis, 30 years old.
He's clearly a starter.
The original, to me, and I'm saying this, Kristaps Porzingis is the original Victor Wembanyama. To me,
I can see why you say that.
He's the original, and I don't think Wemby is much better than him. And I'm like prime first couple years in New York, Kristaps. I'm gonna say that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure I hit that like button, man. We got 70 people in the building. Appreciate y'all tuning in. But we got KP. So you saying KP a starter?
Absolutely. If health, and not everybody else, if he's healthy,
right? He's healthy.
Yeah.
He said Wilt Chamberlain, the original Wemby, but see, we ain't got no evidence of that. That's the only thing.
I don't know that much.
The sport didn't change about 80 times since then. Like, bro, I don't count them all.
Was one of the most amazing track stars out. Like, you know what I'm just athleticism out the box.
I kind of count that like Jim Brown being one of the best lacrosse players ever. It's like, well, it's just such a different time back then. But definitely, like, so going through it, you got Kristaps. We already know, but we already know he's whatever's going on with him. God bless him.
You know what's going on. Well, I mean,
you got John Collins.
I think John Collins is a starter. I think he's a starter in the league.
Would you be content if John Collins was brought in to start at the 5?
What is John Collins, like 6'10"?
Like 6'9". He's about the same height as Derek Queen, but he's athletic and can
shoot. Is his rebounding like? Like, I know he stretches the floor. He's very athletic. He plays with energy. I always liked his pace, and there was a time where we thought he was going. He
almost was a Pelican. He thought he was going to be a Pelican. Last year he averaged 13-5. Last year he averaged 5 rebounds a game, but the year before in Utah, he averaged 19 and 8. And the year before that in Utah, he averaged 15 and 8. So he's a 7 rebound a year. Career rebounder. I think he's a cool spot starter for you.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think if he would be an improvement for us, but I don't know if he technically solves the issues that we have. Yeah. But if they brought him in and said they were going to start him, like if you brought him in, I still feel like we need to start 2 bigs. I'll just put it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, to me, that's kind of my feeling as well. Like, if you bring him in and he can stretch the floor for you, because he still shot 40% last year on 3 attempts. The year before that, shot 39.9%. Like, dude can shoot. You brought him in. I think he can help you in a number of ways, but I still feel like I need a big body, big to help. No, he better than Larry Nance. Larry Nance has never been as good as John Collins. Wealthy few. I ain't gonna lie to you. John Collins is smoking Larry Nance boots. I'm not gonna lie.
I bring John. So again, we talked about just acquiring talented players, because if you had John Collins just in your rotation, whether it was in the starting lineup or off the bench, that's a quality player that you know you could play. So like, I'm all for bringing in a player like John Collins.
I think he'd be an upgrade over. I think, you know what I think would help too? He would allow Sadiq Bey to come off the bench.
Yes, 1000%.
He would like firmly allow Sadiq Bey to come off the bench.
Yeah,
and if you add a center to that equation, now you got 6'9", maybe Trey Murphy at 6'10", a center. Let's say the center 6'10", 6'11", Zion 6'6", and at guard we don't quite know yet.
Yeah, but you become more athletic as well, in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Looking at everybody, and I think
Precious is the only other one, I think, and Bagley.
Yeah, I think Bagley like can start.
I wouldn't look at Bagley as a starter. Well, I'll say that he played really well to end the season in Dallas. But again, I would look at it like this. I don't know how much it would cost to bring Bagley in.
I doubt as much.
I can't imagine as much. I think he's a significantly better player than Carlo.
If he made,
I think he's about Eves. I think he's probably better than Eves.
Think so?
Yeah, I think he's more versatile than Eves. I think Eves will give you a little bit more on the defensive end because of the energy that he plays with. But I think as an overall player, I think Bagley is much better than Eves.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, he's going into year 7. Well, probably year 8 if I'm not mistaken. No, I think maybe year 7. Been in the league for a while, just hasn't really blossomed. This is like his 4th or 5th team, if I'm not mistaken. He's like a journeyman big, give you quality minutes. Same thing, Precious Achiuwa's only been in the league, it says 5 years.
Marvin Bagley averaged 10 and 6 last year, shot 42% from the 3 on 20 minutes a game.
Now, I guess the question becomes, I mean, it always boils down to this. Like, can you afford to bring in multiple bigs because that could block minutes for Derek Queen potentially?
No, I don't think you can.
That's the thing. Like, if you told me, man, we about to get Precious Achiuwa and John Collins, and our big room is about to be John Collins, Precious Achiuwa, Eve Messi, Carlo, and whoever, right? Because now I'm going more so on skill sets, because some of these guys you can play together. You could play John Collins and Precious together. You could play Carlo and Eve together, or Carlo and Queen together. Like, some of these guys you can mix and match. Some nights one big just isn't going to play. Isn't going to be that night. So
I think you need a minimum of 3 or 4, to be honest.
This total.
Because you need at least, because I don't like the idea of playing Sadiq Bey at the 4 or playing Herb at the 4, or, you know what I mean? Like, I just think you're too small. So if you're talking about having, let's say you did bring in two bigs, and let's say they were Bagley and Precious, and then you're gonna have Eves and DQ and Carlo as a 5th. But like Carlo, honestly, I don't want to say he's a wing, but I think you could start stretching Carlo a little bit further away because of what you want him to do anyway. It's like, look, bro, just stand out there and shoot the 3 anyway.
Yeah,
shoot the 3, run the floor.
Yeah, you kind of just play him as like
as needed.
Yeah, like yo, you're our energy guy. Some nights you're gonna have it, some nights you're not gonna have it. Well, what up, Drew? Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in with us. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Much love. And if you haven't had a chance to check out the interview with Chris Crisp, Zion's performance coach, y'all check that out, man. It's the previous episode to this. What you saying, bro? What you about to say?
Nah, I also think that particular room has a lot of versatility to it. Because Collins could put the ball on the floor. He could shoot the three. He could defend a little bit, and he's athletic. Bagley similarly could do all three of those things. So like Eves is a more of a defender, energy, defensive guy. We was talking about Precious. I think Precious, for example, real good
on the boards.
Yeah, just a beast on the boards. You know what I mean? And then Derek is more like he could play on the perimeter as a passer, facilitator kind of guy. So I think you have like a bunch of different styles of bigs that I think you could if used properly. I think you have a lot of options.
Yo, hold on, bro. Shout out to Wealthy Few, bro. We got 41 likes and 71 people in the building. We really should have 71 likes, but let's try to get it to at least 65 likes. We're gonna play a quick commercial. Let's get it to 65 likes during this commercial break, man.
The New Orleans Pelicans will have a 15-man roster this year. Hi, I'm Jack Mattersnott, potential member of the media, filling in for chedda-chaz here on this special edition of the Locked In Podcast. Locked In Podcast, coming to you 7 days a week. No one else is wasting your time like this. No hot takes or drama or entertaining trade ideas or information about how the team can get better. Just bullshit. Water is wet. A pig is pork. Houston got the hose. Jose is from New York. Today's episode.
Yo, so we back. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure you hit that like button. I don't think Ty Jerome is a free agent. In fact, I think Memphis is going to look to probably move him. To open up some space for Scottie Pippen Jr., GG, a couple of those guys. But Ty Jerome bounced back. Well, after he came back from injury, he had a hell of a second half to the season. Somebody's going to trade for him. He's going to help a good team, in my opinion. So I totally agree with you, bro. For me, my guys would be. Now, you want to talk about some restricted free agents that I don't think gonna get a lot of money?
Oh, man, that's a little different conversation.
That's a little different because then we could go to Tyree Eason, who I'm a fan of.
I like Tari.
I think Tari would check every box for you. The only thing is,
that motherfucker struggled shooting this year.
He was rough shooting this year. Oh, he would have really got paid. But traditionally, he could shoot. Traditionally, he shoots well, and he can rebound like a fucking dog, and he can defend. But he's a restricted free agent. Not sure.
I don't know if they're gonna bring him back. To be honest,
ooh, and
I think they're gonna offer him, but I think you can have him.
You know what's crazy? He struggled shooting this year, right? Especially I think it was like 10 games in a row. That really took down. He still shot the second highest in his career at 35% on 4 attempts.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, right? He averaged 10 and 6 and shot 35% from behind out. To me, he's a guy at the 4, give you some spot minutes at the 5 that checks every single box. Because to me, the rebound that just has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
It gotta come from somewhere. And that's the issue. Like, I think Fears rebounds well for a small guard. Zion's okay. Even if Zion tops out at like 7 rebounds, Trey tops out at like 6-7 rebounds. That would help. But you need a big that's capable of going out there and getting you 9-10 rebounds, man.
And I don't even consider Tari really a big, but he plays so physical. You know what I mean? Like him, bro. I remember when him and Amin used to just destroy teams, bro. I'm talking about
especially, dog. This
second units, bro. They just physically just dominate. That's honestly how I would be looking to kind of construct this team moving forward. To be
just a bunch of like dogs, but like they also got talent. Like that's the thing too. Like if by some like iteration I can move Herb and I can upgrade Herb with Tyree Eason, like because that's really what you need from Herb. Need to go out there and average like 7 rebounds, like because he's such a low usage offensive player. If you could get 6-7 boards, give us about 10 points, like it would help tremendously. You know what I'm saying?
And also being physically imposing, bro. Like just be somebody that like this. You know what the thing is about Lou Dort? Lou Dort, for whatever you say, is just like physically imposing, bro.
Yeah.
Like you have to account for the physicality.
It's like how PJ Tucker was.
Yeah, PJ thought them dudes are bullies, bro. Like you can't set no salt, no weak screens. Kelly Oubre, another one. I like Kelly Oubre.
Plays with a lot of attitude from Louisiana.
Yeah, bro, just a dog. Like I'll never forget that game where they felt cheated and he went off on the refs.
Oh
like,
yeah, you a bitch.
Yeah,
you a
yeah.
That's crazy. Yo, I like Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre really embraced the enforcer role this past post. And also, even if nobody was scared of him, he went out there and tried.
Yeah,
he set the tone every game. You know what I'm saying?
And like you said, the attitude was there, the physicality was there. No, like that's what Joe looking at. I can't have my team getting bullied, bro.
You can't, because that's really what cost you a lot of games last year. Like I think one thing I'm starting to feel like potentially a trade comes before a free agency move.
I agree.
And I say that because, for one, not only could you address a need via trade, but you also could shed some salary cap. Like you could shed some fat, you know what I'm saying? Trim a little bit of the fat. Like right now, the Pelicans have roughly $15 million available. And for like, that's almost a full MLE, but you're not going to cross the tax. So let's just say it's 12 to 13 million. That's about 2 solid free agents. Well, let's say you give one guy 10 million and you give another guy like close to the vet minimum. Or you give one guy 8, you give another guy maybe like 5. But if you could find a way to push that cap space to about 20 million, now you cooking with gas, though. Like now you like, wait a minute.
You could go and make a move or two.
Yeah, we could get a couple guys. Like now you talk about someone like Colin Gillespie, who's probably somebody might get desperate to give him that 15 million. I don't see it. The people in Phoenix,
12.
Yeah, I think about 12 and under is where he should be. Well, I ain't gonna say where he should be. Get all the money you could get, Colin. But I think the people in Phoenix kind of like, nah, fuck that. That's too much money for a point guard that isn't a point guard. We're trying to get Devin Booker a point guard so he can be more of a scorer. I think if you could get Colin for like 10, 11 million, and you could use another $8 million to go get, I don't think it's gonna be enough for Tyree, but another $8 million to go get you John Collins, for example, like potentially. I think that would be awesome. I really do think that trade is gonna come first.
To me, I think the trade comes first because the trade gives you control over what it is you're doing to a degree. Right. It's like, all right, I can create, I can fill my center position. I traded for this guy for him to be that, as opposed to like, even if you look at the free agency pool, we're assuming that these guys are starters. You know what I mean? Or like, not saying that they can't be starters, because John Collins has been a starter, last couple of years, and throughout most of his career, he's been a starter. But it's like, I don't know. If you trade for a Khalil Ware type, and I'm gonna keep throwing his name out there, but if he's
starting.
He's starting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay. I traded for Khalil. That boom, starting center. Now I know I go into free agency. Whatever I gave up, I know exactly how much money I got. I'm looking for a backup, or I'm looking for a 4. I'm looking for a guy to supplement. Like, I think the trades come first because it crystallizes what it is you're trying to do.
And I think if you're taking Joe at his word, I think when he mentioned the need for rebounding, and if they have an opportunity to get a guy who's a big time rebounder, they have to do it. I think that does signal like that they don't expect internal growth to get that job done, even with the toughness thing. He's like, I think you can teach toughness, but also then you got to bring some in. I think that's another thing that I don't think they're necessarily counting on internal growth in those areas. It would be nice, it would be ideal, but I think they will be looking to like go get people that. But I think that's also boxes.
I think that's also why you hear them talking about possibly trading back into the top 10, because again, I think the only true like big rebounder that's going in the top 10 range is Mara. But like if you go get that guy, then it's kind of like, again, we got our center 7'3", big guy. We saw the style of play in college. Now again, you hope that it translates, but you already have an idea of what that guy is. I just don't think I don't look at this free agency pool as like one that's technically going to solve our need. Like it could solve some of our shooting needs. Like if we, for example, if let's say they decided, all right, look, we getting off, we moving DeJounte, we pivoted from DeJounte, Fears is going to start. We need a backup point guard. I think you could get a backup point guard in free agency for sure. So if like that was a need, then that's one thing. But for rebounding, I just don't think we have like a ton of great options in free agency.
And I'm not gonna hold you. Like if you were to bring in a vet point guard as a backup, I'm not, or like just a very solid point guard, right?
Yeah.
I'm not uncomfortable with Fears starting if you address the other issues.
Yeah.
Because I expect some other guys to be on ball a bit also. Like
absolutely.
For example, let's say you got a Jalen Green and a Zion and a Trey. Yeah, that's Zion, Trey, and Jalen Green are 3 on-ball guys that do need the ball, but you got a guy like Trey Murphy who's more of an off-ball guy. Your center is probably going to be more of a cleanup man type player. So those are going to be two of the lower usage guys, I would imagine. But I think, like to your point, I think after Peyton Watson, most of this is like a cool role player free agency. There's no like star, and Peyton Watson ain't a star yet, but there's no star upside necessarily in this free agency that we see, because you never know. Colin Gillespie fuck around and become Devin Booker or some weird shit like that no one ever saw coming. Then you're like, wow. But I do think
but to your point, there's no there's no when Jalen Brunson was about to become a free agent, there's nobody like that's about to become a free agent. There's none of those types of players. Well, like, man, he was a starting point guard for a Western Conference Finals team.
You still believe in Cam Thomas?
No, listen, I like Cam. I do like Cam. But my only issue with Cam is your team has to believe in Cam to allow Cam to be Cam.
He gotta have. It's like Jordan Poole to an extent. Like he gotta have some runway.
Yeah, and Jordan Poole a little less than. Now this is the thing that's crazy, dog. Cam been a 20-point scorer. You see Cam get 30, 40, 50 or whatever. Like he could light it up and fill it up, but it's just kind of like I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
Another thing that's very sneaky, right? To this offseason, because we haven't seen it done a lot just yet, is the ability to trade players into the mid-level exception. Right? Because that's gotta be something that's gonna come up this offseason for a couple of teams, like teams who in cap hell, like this totally hypothetically speaking, right? I'm not saying the Pelicans would do this, but let's say Denver was like, man, we got to move Zeke Naji. I'm just tired of Zeke. Like I'm tired of this.
They've been trying to get off Zeke Naji
for
like
years
now. Yeah.
Right? For years. Excuse me, for years. So hypothetically speaking, if there was a situation where Denver was like, all right, well, look, we're trying to move Zeke Naji, bro. We will trade Zeke Naji into your MLE. This is hypothetical. I think this is legal, and we'll give you the 20-something pick for him. Like, those are possibilities. I'm saying, not saying they would do that, but if you can,
not that you would want to waste your MLE on Zeke Naji,
that's not something you would want to do.
If I'm not mistaken, the MLEs work like you have to use them or they expire, right?
That's trade player exceptions expire. Like, you have like a year. You have a year. And you also have like for the Pelicans. Well, not just for the Pelicans, for any team. You got like biannual exceptions. Taxpayer MLE, non-taxpayer MLE. I think, luckily for the Pelicans, they have a lot of roster spots full already. I wish they had like a bunk first pick, like pick 30. And I say that because you can, not that you would do this, or like if you had a spare second round pick, you can always get a second for cash and shit like that. If you had a spare second, you could attach that to Jordan Hawkins and clear that $7 million, or maybe take back $3 million or something like that, $4 million. And that's a little more space there. Like they have options. There's tons of things they can do, tons of mechanisms they can do. But another thing I would be looking at is guys who may have like fallen out of the rotation, stressed assets, guys who may like, hypothetically speaking, let's say if a team let's say if the Spurs is like, look, we'll give you a second to take Jeremy Sohan last season, so we don't have to cut him. We'll just trade him into your MLE and give you a second. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that, guys who just totally fell out of favor. So that's another group of people to be looking at. Dudes in that, you know, anywhere from $5 to $12 million range that you be like, yo, I take him into the MLE for Jordan Hawkins. Interesting. Now that passes a wide net.
You know who fall in that range?
Who?
Stewart
is. Well, no, I think Stewart make what, 15?
Do he make 15?
I think he does make 15.
I think he does make. Yeah, you're right. He does make 15. He does make 15.
He might be just a little bit over. Just a little bit over. But like, and also another thing, because and this is where it get complicated, but you can still do it. You can complete deals under the prior like league year. Yeah,
before the season starts.
Exactly, right? But the thing with Stewart also is like, what are you giving up for him? Honestly, I have little to no interest in Isaiah Stewart. I'm just being real. I have little to no interest in Isaiah Stewart, bro. I think Isaiah Stewart's a fine player. It's only a 2-year deal. He got a team option for next year. Fine player.
You just don't think it moved the needle for you?
I think he would move the needle some, but I feel like I would rather have Precious Achiuwa.
Okay.
Shout out to Squallow. Shout out to the homie Squallow. Squallow said MLB affects having to stay in aprons and signing limits. Yeah, so like for me, I like Isaiah Stewart a lot, but I feel like just like we mentioned before with Miles Turner, you getting Isaiah Stewart puts you in the spot where you're like, all right, now if I could just find somebody who could rebound, we'll be like it just gets you.
It don't address your need. It don't address the need.
Like, give you rim defense, but no rebounding.
That's another thing too. Don't make the moves just to make the move. Make the move because it addresses what you need addressed.
Right. Yeah. Like that's why I'm at as well. Like as far as I really can't sum it up any better than you said. Like, ultimately, I think you gotta pick a path, and I don't mean the timeline. We already talked about that shit. I mean, pick a path as far as like, is it gonna be rim defense or is it gonna be rebounding? Because sometimes you can't have both.
And that's why I always listen, bro. I understand people with the Khalil Webb with the motor shit. I get it, right? But I'm that dude when he on the court can rebound and can rim, like he can just do it. Like he can just
talent is unquestionable.
Like it's just So like if I'm gonna take a chance, right? While Isaiah Stewart don't have no motor questions. Like physically, he can't just consistently go get 10 to 12 rebounds. Like he's just not gonna be that type of say what we want about Jared Allen, right? And I'm not even the biggest Jared Allen fan,
right?
But Jared Allen he's just gonna rebound. Like he's going to rebound. So if you're gonna make a move, if you identified your needs, go do something to identify the needs. Not like say we need a center and then sign Daniel Tice. Like that don't do that don't do nothing
what
for
the
you.
Fuck? Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. The only other option is you truly believe that Ease and DQ gonna be you playing them together and that they rebounding gonna go up. Because look at it this way. Eve's first year, he averaged 9 rebounds a game, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
Something like that. Yeah. Somewhere around, like he was pretty much the star center of rookie, average 9 rebounds a game. If you think Eve is going to get better, get stronger, whatever, then you gotta truly believe that Eve is going to be a double-digit rebound guy. If you don't bring in somebody that can do it.
And it's like for example, Eve's game tends to be more even offensive rebounds, right? Because this year he played about 7 less minutes, so he averaged 3 rebounds, 1 fewer offensive rebound, 1 fewer defensive rebound also. But even last year on averaging 8 total rebounds, and again, he's a rookie this year, second year player in a terrible coaching situation, not really getting real minutes in my opinion also. A lot of those rebounds are offensive rebounds, putbacks, just second chance opportunities, because he really excels in that area. As far as defensive rebounding, like if it came down to price of acquisition, cost of acquisition, I would rather have Precious Achiuwa than Isaiah Stewart, because at least I know I didn't give up anything for this guy.
Yes,
and it's going to directly address my need. Now, when it comes to rim defense, I still can go address that because I do think it's going to be instances. If you got 4 or 5 centers, I'm not centers, but at least 5 bigs. If you have 5 bigs, it's going to be instances where one of those guys don't play at all.
Yes,
like you know what I'm saying. Like Kelly Olynyk rarely played like this season.
Yes.
You know, some guys is going to get phased out. Then you got attrition. People going to get injured. People going to get in foul. All kind of shit going to happen. So it would help a lot of
I'm sorry to accentuate your part. The cream rise to the top at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If one dude just getting the job done, motherfucker, it's my job.
Nobody thought like Champagne was going to be that guy. Like Champagne balled the fuck out, earned everything he got. And bro did his thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to D. Said most threes come off of offensive rebounds. That allows you to get your best shooters open shots. Facts. That's how the Spurs beat OKC, in my opinion, aside from injuries, of course. They were able to get those
offensive boards.
Yeah, dominate the boards, able to get second chance opportunities. Shout out to Raphael. Raphael said JB hurt a few guys' value. Absolutely.
And not only did he hurt their value,
what up, Vic?
He ruined an opportunity for you to truly see what you had. Which, in my opinion, which is bigger than their value. Like if you, bro, listen, if you would have just been playing Eves consistently for a little, just give me like a 10-game stretch. Give me a, you know what I mean? You had 70 games, bro. Give me a 15-game stretch of you playing Eves at the 5 with some consistent minutes, so that I can say, okay, this is what he looked like, or he can't do this. Not playing one game, not playing the next. Now you going into this season, and guess what? All we have is questions, and we hoping on, potential or whatever somebody could have been.
And I do think it's something to be said. Now, I don't know this for a matter of fact, but just based on reporting, that it's like, all right, well, clearly this Eve guy must not be the bee's knees, so maybe we should trade him. Then once he started getting some minutes and start busting some ass a little bit, it's like, whoa, wait a minute, we can't just give him away now.
Yeah,
now we see him and he balling, like he putting up numbers versus Spurs. He defended, putting up numbers versus Chicago, put up some good numbers versus Indiana. Like this dude, he might just need an opportunity.
Some quality coaching, maybe.
He's for quality coaching, maybe put on a little weight and have a defined role, knowing that he's going to get minutes. This guy might be a quality rotational big. Now, if you believe the rumors, the price point for him is a first, like maybe, a late first, something along those lines. Because Indiana was interested. They wasn't super interested. They wasn't, and the Bulls were interested too, but they wasn't interested like, we're about to give you a first, maybe multiple seconds, maybe a highly protected first. Yeah. But people was calling about Eve last year, for real.
I absolutely could see Eve in the Indiana offense, though. Like just running the floor, athletic, catching alleys and whatnot, just clean, just go be chaotic out there. And that's fine to a degree. It's just if you have the kind of style for that, but we don't know what Eves is capable of doing because, again, like you said, sometimes we saw him get an opportunity to play extended minutes and he looked phenomenal. Other times he didn't know who the fuck he was on the court with, and you don't know what you're doing. You don't know.
Sometimes his hands was bad. Sometimes he got pushed around under the rim. So a learning process, right? I just think that if you're looking to address a need, I feel like perimeter defense and rebounding would help you tremendously. And I think you don't necessarily have to focus on rim protection. Just don't let them get to the rim. And when they get to the rim, box out and clean up on the boards. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what helped that defense be so good with JB, is because that's when Herb was actually good on defense, not like now. But he was actually like good. Mm-hmm.
If they signed like a Tari Eason, is he a starter for you?
Well, see now I gotta go here with it. Right? I was trying to avoid this, but we gotta go here with it. I'm starting. If I sign Tari Eason, I got at least 3 starters locked up. And that's Trey, Tari, Zion. And to me, that's 2, 3, and 4, right?
Okay.
1 and 5 still open. I would prefer not to start Sadiq because I think Sadiq is a little more high volume, stops the ball. I was watching some Sadiq film the other night, and I was like, yeah, I think Sadiq should be killing second units, taking as many shots as he wants. Yeah, like I think him starting is a bit too much because they can't have 3, 4 players operating in the same space. But yeah, to me, I'm starting to be Tyreek. That's at least 10 and 9 right there. Like starting on a good team, especially if he's healthy. Athleticism, dog, can shoot from beyond the arc, plays with toughness. You have to deal with some Twitter shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mama Eason. Gotta deal with some Twitter shit. You know what I'm saying? But dude cold. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, and this
he was on track to get a good little payday.
He was on track to get paid.
He said no to some money. Yeah, took a chance on himself and it didn't go well.
I'm gonna be honest. If Kevin Durant doesn't go to the Rockets, he gets paid big money.
Let me ask you this: who would you rather have? Because this guy's a free agent, so I think he's restricted though. You rather have Tari or Kuminga?
No, Kuminga on the team option.
Oh, he is okay.
For what I need, I'd rather have Tari. Low cost. Kuminga got a little more high maintenance, high variance.
Okay. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, I think Tari still got upside. And when I look at like team structures, to me, Tari is like an Alex Caruso type signing. As far as like a guy like that could help change the defense. Even if he's not like, he don't got to be all NBA level defensively, but his ability to rebound will change so much. What's that?
He'd be Josh Hart.
Be a Josh Hart type player. Totally
He'd be a bigger Josh Hart.
Bigger Josh Hart, better shooter from beyond the arc, probably better, perimeter defender as well. Yep. I think that's why, to me, it's all about checking boxes. If he was unrestricted, somebody gonna sign him and be like, what's the deal? I think the fact that he's restricted makes it a little more difficult. You probably would have to pay him. Shout out to Wasi. We spoke about Robert Williams earlier. I think we both like Robert Williams as well.
Now, ask you this, since he mentioned Robert real quick. If they're off-season signings, you still can make your trades. But if 2 of your roster spots, hypothetically, because I don't think you had Robert, you could get Robert probably low cost. If you had Eason and Tari and Rob, is that a good off-season from a free agent standpoint?
You say if I had Tari, Eason, and Robert Williams?
Yeah.
I would be happy.
Just from a free agent standpoint.
Oh, from a free agent standpoint, yeah.
Like you still got your trades that you can make and all of that.
Yeah, I would be thrilled with that. Like, hypothetically speaking, right? Let's say even if you gave, I don't think Tyree would do this, but let's say you gave him a 1-year deal, which I don't think he'd do. But let's say you gave him because even him being restricted, it got to be a couple years. I think
you give him 3 for.
He probably gonna want at least 345. Something like that. But let's just say you create a world where you have the ability to do this. Like you do some trades, you create a world where you can do this. I think hypothetically that would be a solid all season, like just via free agency. And you still have a ton of avenues to go out and you address the center position for cheap. Like, let's move on to this team a little bit because I know we spoke about this as well. Like to me, when I look at like Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington. Now, PJ is a hell of a rebounder as well. Daniel Gafford, we kind of know what he does, but I think when you look at Daniel Gafford, and a few people mentioned him online, his contract just gets really expensive, and they got a number of years on it for a person that probably wouldn't be a starting center.
I think he would be a starter.
He would start here.
Us day one, yeah.
He
He'd
definitely start here.
One.
So, do you feel like potentially, 17 million for a guy that averaged 9 and 6 last year is a bit much?
Ooh, yes,
because he's never averaged over 8 rebounds a game.
That's
to me, I couldn't do it, though.
That's a bit much. That is a bit much.
Now he'll defend the rim.
Will.
Average. Yeah, he'll defend the rim.
So I'll say this: if he was coming in the package with PJ,
yeah,
you know what I mean. I wouldn't be mad at it because it's like, okay, I got a rim defender. I got a guy who could defend. I might not he'd be our Mitchell Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can see him off your bench. You know what I mean? Come in similar to how they did with Lively at the end of the day. Like him and Lively, center by committee. And when he had his minutes, if you keep him around 20 to 22 minutes, he could give solid center minutes for you.
Yeah, I agree. I think
I'd rather have Eve.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm about to say to me, Eve is like right there as being like a Daniel Gafford tier player. Because again, even with Gafford at that price point, I still look at him as like, well,
that 9 and 6 is ugly.
That's some ugly money, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm happy you got
it. Year 3 Eves could be. We don't know what year 3 Eves could be.
Yeah, we don't even know.
If you're assuming the upside, he should be better than that.
Now, if you're Dallas, right now, this way it might get a little spicy here, right? If you Dallas and the Pelicans call, say, look, I see you got that number 9 pick. I know you're trying to kind of move on from PJ. You've been trying to move on from him for a while now, right? I got a deal for you. I'm gonna give you Herb Jones, right? All defense Herb Jones, because y'all gonna need a look. If Kyrie here, is this a joke?
Yeah,
but you got all defense Herb Jones, Jordan Hawkins, who's expiring and who dropped 30 on your head now. Don't get it fucked up.
I wasn't here when they dropped 30.
Yeah, like I wasn't here.
Yeah.
And look, I'm gonna keep it real. I don't mean this in a messed up way, but Masai hasn't always made the best decisions, right? So Jordan Hawkins, right? You ain't extend PJ if you Masai, if I'm not mistaken. You didn't do none of that. You like, man, fuck out of here, right? Yeah. But I need pick 9 also. I'm gonna give you a future. Let's say, all right, let me say this. Herb Jones and Jordan Hawkins for PJ Washington in a top 8 protected first for PJ Washington, pick 9. Are you doing that if you're Dallas?
Ooh.
PJ makes 19 this year, 4 years on the deal, 21 million next year, 23 after that, 24.5 after that.
I'm gonna be honest. If I'm Dallas, I hang up because I just be honest. I'm like, well, because PJ's better than Herb. Like,
he's better, and I feel like I can.
And then Herb contract still long.
I guess it's about what I think I need, right? If I feel like, because I don't have Luka no more, but Kyrie and Cooper are not about to be plus defenders necessarily. I think
can PJ defend a little bit?
He can defend a little bit. He can get on the boards like a dog, though. He's a hell of a rebounder.
Yeah.
I think the real conversation is Killer Klay Thompson.
Killer Klay. Klay is the one, though.
I think if you're the Pelicans and you could convince, even if it's as simple as this, like Klay, if Mara is there, because that changes everything.
Yes.
If Mara there and Killer Klay is there, and you like, look, I'll give you Herb. I'll take Klay back because Klay's expiring anyway, and you kind of fell off a cliff. I need pick 9, and I'll give you a top 10 protected first. Or you do that if you're Dallas?
I think so, because I mean, it depends on what they feel about pick 9, but it also depends on what you feel about her. If they say like, look, we need, let's say counter. Listen, can we get that pick? Like, you could have the protections up to like 7. Like, it could be top 7 protected. You still willing to move it?
Me? If I'm the Pelicans?
Yeah. Like, look, you can have protections up to 7.
Yeah, I'm willing to do it.
Okay. If that's the case, then I think, because I don't think you'll get like a top 10 protection on.
Because again, also, if you, it would have to be a future pick. Like, let's say it's pick 28, like 2028, 29. Right?
People say the draft's supposed to be amazing.
But
hopefully, if you good, you ain't picking early.
Yeah, like I don't plan on being bad.
Yeah.
So that's where, that comes in, like money-wise and everything, it works. It adds a little bit more money to your books if you're the Pelicans.
Listen, this, I know people, this is going to sound crazy. I probably do Clay for Herb straight up.
Honestly, I ain't gonna hold you, dog. I would probably do it too. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. To me, I just hate that contract. Like, if they told me,
that's what I mean.
If I could get like a couple seconds, I would.
Yeah, like if they was like, look, I don't know if they have it, but if they had like one of them early 2nd round picks,
and I could get maybe Brazil, then
like
shout out to D. He say what we feel about Herb may not be what Dallas thinks. Herb has a great rep in the league. Absolutely, that's the thing too.
Yes.
I think he definitely has a great reputation in the league, and I think that's why he hasn't been traded yet, because it's like, if I could get a first or 2, am I buffering real bad?
Nah, you good on my end.
Yeah, if I could get like a first or maybe a good swap.
I'm offering everything first. I'm going down the line. Like, I'm not trying to take on no contracts, right? Like, I want the expiring
long-term money.
Yeah, I want the expiring deals, unless we're talking about a quality player. You know what I'm saying? Like Jaylen Brown, you take on Jaylen Brown's money. Like, that's okay. But like, I'm not taking on Christian Brown for for like 20 something. No, we're not making those kind of like pool for fucking Christian Brown, even though they money not equal. But I'm just saying, like, the idea of that. My second favorite trade still is Herb for Cam Johnson.
Me as well. Herb, I think it had probably like Herb and Hoggins for like Cam.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing too. I need my money clear for next off season. Next off season. Oh man, next off-season free agency about to be insane. Now, some of these guys not gonna make it to free agency, of course. I'm gonna skip the obvious people like Steph and Jimmy and Kawhi.
Yeah, they getting their money.
But you got guys like Zach LaVine. Who knows what happened with Trae Young? James probably gonna get an extension, but Tyler Hero, Hartenstein, Andrew Wiggins, RJ Barrett, maybe. I'm gonna skip Draymond, Miles Bridges.
Andrew will be in our building already. You already know.
Yeah, look, I think Andrew Wiggins needs to be a Pelican. I ain't gonna hold you. Andrew Wiggins and where? Let's do it. Cam Johnson, Kuminga potentially, DeAndre Hunter, Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks. Yeah. Like next year's free agency is gonna be a little crazy. Now, some of these guys are gonna get extensions this year, of course, but also, I think.
Also, you're gonna have a lot of players going into their last years of their deals.
Yeah,
Ja gonna have 1 year left. Sabonis will have 1 year left. Z gonna have 1 year left.
As it stands, Zion gonna have 1 year left unless he get extended. Yeah,
right. So you're gonna have a bunch of players also that's gonna be expiring contracts, and if you do have money freed up or money available, that's how you get stars. Look at what Washington did, right? Washington brought in 2 dudes that need deals. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, look, come play. We gonna see how it goes. and then we'll probably talk about an extension. So like that's another way that you go about getting like quality players or star players. Dudes on 1 year left on their deal. That's not on their way out. Rudy only got what, 2 years left?
Yeah, something like that. You know what? Because if they really not trading Kyrie, dog, I still like Rudy for DeJounte.
Yes,
that would be cool if we could pull that off, because that would feel like a glove.
Rudy if this team traded, I know this might sound extreme. This is the amount of faith I have in Rudy Gobert, though. If this team traded for Rudy Gobert just on some DeJounte for Rudy type deal, lock us in for a top 6 seed, bro.
Honestly, it would clean up a lot and help a lot, though. Like, because for one, they make close to the same amount of money. You lose a little bit of off-season room. Let's just say if it was DeJounte for Rudy, then you wouldn't sign Colin Gillespie. Or you wouldn't sign, let's say you signed Colin for like the remaining space. Let's say you give him like $9-10 million, or even John Collins, right?
Rudy make 36.
Yeah, Rudy make 36, and he got a team option. Player option next year.
Option for 38.
Yeah, and DeJounte makes too much. Whatever the number is.
DeJounte make 34 this year. No, 32 this year, huh? Or is it 34 this year? It's only a $2 million difference.
Yeah, it's only like a $2 million difference. It'll chip away at your, potential non-tax MLE room, but he makes 32.7. Let's just round up and call it 33, which is Boy, we can set that money on fire like the Joker. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Boy,
but
listen.
Yeah, got to. Paul say, this is an interesting point. Paul say Harold would be so much better of a defender if there's an actual 7-footer behind him. I mean, I guess in theory he could just like drive. I mean, no.
I'll say this. I think most defenders are better with 7.
Yeah, I think I think you can say that about everybody on the Spurs.
Yeah. Yes. Like, and everybody on Minnesota. Because if I got Rudy back there, you know what I mean?
I can be overly aggressive. I can cheat. I can do a couple things. I do think Herb's a very strong on-ball defender. And it also, I can't have 2 total non-offensive threats in my offense. Like starting, especially. I'm talking about totally, like at least Rudy can get your alley, nice putback. He getting better at the free throws. I'm doing that in a heartbeat.
Boy, listen, what?
I'm doing that in a heartbeat.
No, Rudy would come here, and you saw how JV was able to stabilize things. And obviously, Rudy's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, people say what they want. Rudy Gobert's a first ballot Hall of Famer, dog. And still
averaged 10 and 11. Look, averaged 10.9 and 11.5 this season. Shot 68%. Because there's all dunks and alleys and shit.
Yeah. Historically, his rebounding is incredible, though.
Right. Like, dude, just an animal. Like, he's just a fucking animal. Finished all defense first team. Finished top 4 in defensive player of the year this year. 33 years old. Man.
I only need him for 2 years, though.
I don't know if they would do it. I don't know if they would do it.
They probably would, because they got Behringer.
Yeah, they got an immediate replacement.
The guy right there.
And you need a point guard desperately. In Dallas playing hardball with Kyrie. And then with DeJounte, you really just need, if you're the Timberwolves, you're gonna need tradable salary. So if
you could re-sign Bones. You could re-sign Bones for cheap, or AO for cheap anyway. I don't think AO gonna be cheap. But you re-sign one of the goals. You bring back Bones Highland, because he was playing point guard for you, playing on ball duties for you as well anyway. And then you just run Behringer and get you another backup, and you can replace whatever else with what you do with Julius money.
Yeah, I think if they brought in DeJounte and it was able to bring, because DeJounte was saving a couple million, so you was able to bring back AO potentially. I think they'd be in good shape. I mean,
man, shit.
I think, to me, honestly, more than like, because I like Naz Reid, but I ain't really tripping on bro. Like, to me, Rudy is you got Rudy Gobert money, I think, and I don't know if DeJounte enough. Honestly, I think if you call saying DeJounte, they might be like, I need a first with it. I ain't gonna lie, because Rudy's still so cold. DeJounte ain't played in 2 years. And see, that's the thing. Again, we got to go back to this slimy fuck David Griffin, right? This slimy just guy, man. That's the thing, bro. It's like if you Joe Dumars, you inherited a dude that ain't playing 2 years. So going into last offseason and going into this offseason, you're dealing with a handicap to where it's just like, man, it's gonna be tough to move this guy because for one, he don't play. When he does play, he's not especially productive. So it's hard for to me, Jalen Green for DeJounte is apples to apples. Makes all the I think because Jalen didn't really play this year. He's gonna be doing an extension soon. Had an inefficient year, and if you're looking at Book, you like Book need a point. Book is too talented to be.
I told you I'd do that too. I
would do that.
I still think my favorite deal is Wiggins. But
yeah, Wiggins and West. To me, that's the home run to me.
Especially with the expiring, when we talked about the possible expiring money, having like 60 million of potentially expiring money or movable salary or whatever, though, you'd be cutting up in the offseason. But the idea of adding Rudy, that's a great point. The last comment right there, Rudy with Missy off the bench, bro.
Man, you talk, and then what you could do with your team and roster construction when you got a guy like Rudy back there and him teaching Eve Missy. It's like you could, for one, your defense could become more aggressive, but you got Rudy anchoring the defense. And on top of that, you could say, I could go get another offensive centric player. Yeah, like I could get another guy he's okay defensively, but offensively it's more his forte. Like we spoke about Andrew Wiggins just now. Wiggins make $30 million this year, so man, he got a player option he ain't pick up yet. But Wiggins a guy who can rebound, he can defend.
That Miami absolutely wouldn't do this, but you could, in theory, you could do a pool for Wiggins.
Yeah, in theory. Yeah, in theory.
They would do it.
And you know what's crazy? I wouldn't be shocked if Wiggins did this. Because Wiggins seemed like a humble, low-key guy. It would be crazy, bro, if Wiggins was like, I'm going to opt out. I'm going to take a shorter deal with Miami. If they get Giannis, I'm going to take less money. I'm going to take $25 million, 23 million and come back. But to me, Wiggins, if he was to opt in, would be a home run. Wiggins and Ware as a duo. I think you gotta upgrade the Herb Jones minutes, and of course point guard got to be upgraded and the center minutes. But I think you got a ton of avenues to do it.
Yeah, I hate thinking about the idea of potential trades because
so many of them never happen.
None of this is gonna happen or take place. But the idea of, I know at some point Minnesota is trying to start Behringer.
You have to.
They have to. He looks too phenomenal. A lot of the players, and them getting off of Rudy's contract and whatnot. They need to come back down on their cap and whatnot as well. So would you be willing to give up a pick in a DeJounte deal to get Rudy?
A highly protected pick.
Okay.
I think if the pick was lottery protected, I would do it.
Okay.
Lottery protected, I'm doing it because
Minnesota don't have no picks either. So
and I don't see Rudy as a guy that's falling off in the next 2 years. His brand of basketball. Yeah, he's gonna be playing basketball till he's 40.
Yeah,
not to say you keeping him that long.
No, Rudy, you got a 2 year window to find you another center.
Yeah, 2-3 year window. This is all.
He should be up for extension at that point.
Yeah, point.
Moved on.
And if you're not good with Zion at that point, you're moving on. If you're not good at that point, you kind of moving on anyway. But the fact that Rudy is still first team all defense, like again, if Herb was still like an all defensive guy, now you really cooking. You're like, wait a minute.
You believe in F them picks?
I'll ask you about that. I'm gonna say no. This is why. To me, how that's being framed is totally disingenuous.
Okay.
This like shout out to Jose, like this like the Jose trade. Like I said, we trade everybody and they go have success. You don't think Joe Dumars could have traded Jose anywhere in the NBA? He traded him to New York to look out for him.
Mm-hmm.
He traded him to do him a solid. Like I'm gonna send you home, dog. Just like
he could have kept him and did nothing like that. Because I could have got that second. I could get that second anyway.
I could have traded you somewhere and got a good second. Like I could have traded you somewhere and got a real second. He did him a favor doing that. Just like David Griffin traded Drew Holiday to the Bucks. He looked out for him. He did him a solid. Mm-hmm. But I think no, F them picks is totally disingenuous because for one, it's New York. Like it's not the Nets, New York. It's the Knicks. Like you know what I'm saying. You already had Brunson
now,
free agency. Julius Randle was all NBA at the time. RJ Barrett was the number 3 pick who was playing with at the time. Like you got, even though Derrick Rose was a shell of himself, he still went to the Knicks. He wouldn't have come to the Pelicans. Like the Knicks still like had some clout. They just had a bad owner, and they're in like one of the biggest markets in basketball. If you're the Pelicans, if you got a good team and you got a chance to go get a star, cool. But at that point, Mikal Bridges was a B- player. That then now he's probably more of like a C- player, C+ player. But their picks was never gonna be good anyway.
I got you.
Like their picks never gonna be shit anyway.
Even if they didn't be, they were a perennial, at least top 5 seed in the East every year anyway.
Yeah, and winning, that's like, and it also depends on the market. Now, if you got a good team in New Orleans, you can say, well, winning a title in New Orleans, you don't never have to win another one.
That's true.
Even with the Knicks winning one in New York, they ain't winning like 50 years. So one can say
20 years of grace.
Yeah, one can say about you 20 years of grace, even though you in a big market. This has been a bad team for a very long time. I think it's all circumstantial. Like personally, like if David Griffin, because he was trying to do this, if the Nets would have answered the phone when that KD trade first happened, he was trying to get Mikal. And if you in that year, I believe they won. I think that was the 49 win year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
If you feel like you got a chance to win a title after this trade, then it's F them picks. But the Pelicans. We
haven't seen enough evidence. We ain't seen enough evidence to be and like then, F them picks.
And then that's like if the Knicks lost, nobody gonna be saying F them picks.
Right.
Like even today, the Bucks got a championship a couple years ago, right? A few years ago. Today they wish they had their picks back. But they said F them picks for Dame. That didn't work out. For every Mikal there's a Dame. Said F them picks for Drew, it worked out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The original F them picks is the Russell Wilson deal, and that didn't work out for Denver at all. But
like I think even who was that man? When LeBron them wanted Russell Westbrook, and that didn't work out. And it's like, damn, wish we had.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm the ultimate F them picks guy, but I'm F them picks for example, I'm F them picks for. And it's not all of them, but if I could somehow, let's say I had to deplete my picks, but I ended up with Jaylen Brown, Khalil Webb, and something like, you get what I'm saying? If I'm selling the picks,
now I gotta go all the way.
My roster look like example. Let's say the deal is Poole and DeJounte. 2 picks or whatever in the Bucks pick for Jaylen Brown. Now, if Miami come to me and be like, all right, look,
one more you could get where?
give me Hawk and a pick you can have where.
I'm doing
I gotta do that. I gotta
like,
do that.
bro, and that's the thing too, is like I think people, for me, if you go even with the Knicks, like that was a super orchestrated thing. Like all them dudes was friends and tampering, and that was like a bunch of weird shit that went on behind the scenes. Jalen Brunson taking like $100 million less. His dad is in with the Knicks. Like, so many like relationship driven things happen there. That team probably would have been content had they won or not, because they all friends.
Yeah.
Whereas if you a team like Minnesota, you a team like the Pelicans, a team that can't really afford to be wrong because you ain't about to get no second chance to do this. It better be for star level players, and you gotta go to the end of the earth at a certain point. Like you gotta keep on doing it. Whatever.
I'm selling the picks, though. I'm selling the picks for the dub. You heard me? I'm selling.
I'm going all the way.
You know what you sell the picks for? You sell the picks for like a player. Like, for example, the thing with Khalil Webb, if you sold the picks for Khalil Webb, that dude 22, 23. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's he not 35, where it's like, all right, I gave all the picks away and then he gone this year. Like, okay, I should have this dude for the next 5 to 7 years. If I sold the picks for Jaylen Brown, like I should hopefully have him longer than the 2 years that he contracted for. Like,
and check this out too. And shout out to Doug Knight. I had a conversation with a good person about this the other day. When you even talk about draft picks, right, and drafting players, because that's one of the reasons people don't want to trade picks, because you want to draft players, you need cost control talent.
Yes.
Most teams now aren't winning with guys they drafted.
No.
Like, it's guys that come from other places. Shea was not drafted by OKC, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Jalen,
Hartenstein wasn't. Caruso wasn't.
Alex Caruso. Like, you can say J-Dub and Chet, of course. But a lot of them guys wasn't drafted there. Like,
they didn't get over the hump until they brought in them other guys.
Brought in mercenaries. The Knicks, team full of mercenaries. I know Mitchell Robinson was drafted there, but they didn't want to do Derrick Rose, Derrick Rose, Julius Randle, Precious Achiuwa, like
all your good teams.
Dante DiVincenzo. Like, there's a bunch of guys, and you just kept rotating people. Even Boston had to bring in Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, Derek White. There's all these players from other places to help really bring in mercenaries. People will say, well, that's what happens. It's like, no, they didn't just bring in regular schmegular motherfuckers. They brought in like real deal former all-star caliber players. Like
Drew Holiday is arguably the best defensive two-way guard,
especially at that time. Like, they ain't bringing no busters, and it wasn't the first time they tried that and failed. Kyrie, Kemba Walker, you know what I'm saying? Kristaps, they won a ring, but the second year he was done. This year they tried to bring in Vucevic.
Thinking you go back Drew to Milwaukee, like
Drew to Milwaukee helped them get over
Olympian, the whole USA Olympic,
no. Bobby Portis, who was like instrumental on that team, was playing for Chicago before that, if I'm not mistaken. Like, even the Pelicans, the most success they had with Anthony Davis and Boogie Cousins, Mirotic, Drew Holiday, Rondo, even Etuan Moore came from the Bulls, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of those guys just came from other places. Like, that's you can't be so cheap when they come with the picks, but it gotta be for real deal people. It can't be like, I traded 3 firsts, and no disrespect to this person, but I traded 3 firsts for fucking Christian Vaughn. Like, no, that's a waste of assets. But that's a good question. That's a very, very good question, man. I'm anticipating a very interesting offseason. I hope the fireworks get started early. I think Giannis got the league held hostage.
You think Giannis done this week?
Man, I hope so, because
the draft is 2 weeks away.
Yeah,
not even. I don't think.
What's the day on the 23rd? Is the draft on the 23rd? Let me see. Alvin froze.
I'm good.
Yeah, you good now. Yeah, the draft
okay.
is on. Excuse me, y'all. What day the draft on, man? I thought it was on the 23rd.
I don't know. Is in 2 weeks. Let's call it 2.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
call
in 2
it
weeks.
Call
To
it 2
me,
weeks.
I do not want this shit to go down to the wire, though.
No,
I just don't
you
want this.
gotta.
It's on the 23rd.
Imagine,
Yeah, it is on the
okay.
23rd.
Yeah.
So it's 1 week. It's 1 week. Man, no. Let's get this over tomorrow.
Giannis gotta be done this week.
The Giannis shit gotta be done this week, bro. Because I think not only is everybody tired of it, I think people just come to the realization that Giannis is not making anyone a contender right now, like a bona fide contender, in my opinion. Because if Giannis goes
if you put Tatum there,
yeah, you gotta put him with like a surefire, super duper star, like a real Batman capable player, and a bunch of good players and a great coach. I think Giannis to Miami, even if you brought in, let's say you bring back Norman Powell and maybe you keep Wiggins. It's just hard to like. It just get weird. Like it's like so with this team really. Giannis got the calf injury. That's why I think everybody just kind of like, all right, look, can we just get this foolishness over with? Like, if it was a couple years, it was like 3-4 years ago, everybody like, oh fuck, wherever he goes.
Everybody had their money ready to know.
Yeah,
like,
everybody
got their money and they be like, all right, you gotta buy.
And I think now it's also like, okay, when the last time a Giannis level player won a ring? When the last time the MVP even won a ring? It's probably Joker. Shea. Like what last year? This year he didn't win one before, and he went to Game 7. Before that, it was Joker, and it's like now that's superstar caliber player. Like, do I want to deplete all of my depth to go get this one guy? Could this be a Damian Lillard type situation? Ooh. So I trade for this motherfucker, and it's like I don't get my money worth. Kevin Durant, I traded for this motherfucker. I kind of disrupted what I had going on. It ain't moving the needle. Like, what do I do here? Like, it can become a thing. And I think Giannis cold, but to me, it's probably, I just don't think Bam's that good. That's probably my position.
I think Bam is good, but I think Bam is a clear 2. Obviously, Giannis is a 1. Like, we not doubting that Giannis is a 1. Giannis is still incredible. Like,
Giannis is still like that like
MVP,
one of those guys, caliber guy. Still that one of them guys.
But like, even Giannis as a clear 1 needed a closer. I don't see who would be the closer in their situation, because like Giannis did well with having Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton. Yeah. If you do Giannis and Bam, it's kind of like who's going to be the wing or the guard.
And it's kind of like
DeJounte.
Yeah, DeJounte in Miami. and it's kind of like, well, dog, you're really a first round exit. Like, you that's really who you are, like, for the most part. Like, even when I look at Wemby, I'm like, Wemby's surrounded by so many talented players, though. Like, a lot of them let him down, but he let some people down too. But to me, Dylan Harper is going to be the best player on that Spurs team by year 3, in my opinion. I think that highly of Dylan Harper.
Dylan a monster, bro.
I think arguably in a couple of them games, he was the best player in a couple of games in them series, and he missed 8 free throw. Got a little jumpy at the end of certain quarters, but he head and shoulders outplayed Wemby in the clutch, and head and shoulders outplayed Fox.
I honestly think that like the Mitch Johnson did the Spurs a disservice by not, you know who he should have benched, and it shouldn't have been Fox. He should have benched Champagnie.
Oh yeah, I think once he used up all his magic.
Game 1, game 2, it was just kind of they locked in on him. We got to take him away. You know what I mean?
And I think game 2 he hit like 5 threes though.
Yeah, but like towards the second half of game 2, and from then on, that shit was dead. So it's just kind of like, all right, let me run. Or if you're gonna play him, play all 4 of them and Wemby. It ain't gonna hurt you.
You know who really killed them, bro? Keldon Johnson.
unplayable off the bench.
You can't have, and see, that's my thing with the Pelicans historically, right? You can't have that many players on your team that's like major rotational pieces that don't really trip if they win or not. Keldon Johnson was the happiest, go luckiest motherfucker. I'm just happy to be here, but he didn't care what happened. Like,
I don't think he trusted in the roster enough either, to be honest. Like, he didn't give Harrison Barnes no true opportunity. I'm not saying that they was ready, but you didn't give Harrison Barnes a true opportunity. You didn't give.
You could have at least
Carter
once
Bryant.
you saw you wasn't getting nothing from Keldon, and Keldon looked like he put on about 40 pounds.
Man, Luke Cornett was unplayable. Like they didn't. Listen, out of Kelly, let's go.
But see,
Miles, let's go. Miles Plumlee, go out there and battle with Mitchell Robinson for a little bit.
But see, also, I think, and that's the thing with the Knicks and the Spurs was super close to having it happen. That's why I say I believe Jalen Brunson is a 1A, but I also believe that this still was a depth win because OG stepped up. Cat stepped up the first 2 games. OG stepped up 2 games. Jalen Brunson had an incredible 3-game close. Right. And clutched the entire series.
Yeah, he had the 4 quarters.
4-quarter guy, unbelievable. Right. Even with the refs dicking them. Like the refs fucked over the Knicks, honestly. But every game, Larry Shamet had a couple big shots. Jose hit some big shots. Like you had
threw Jordan Clarkson out there for a couple minutes.
Jordan Clarkson hit a couple threes here. Mitchell Robinson, big offensive board. Like it takes
Deuce McBride.
Deuce McBride. Mikal Bridges had a great game too.
Game 2, yep.
Yeah, like when your stars don't have it, the others stepped up. But it's still at the end of the game, it's about them stars. Them stars gotta make it happen. And Wemby didn't make it happen in this series. Fox, we're not gonna get into that. But Dylan Harper, rookie, he was trying his best. Castle had a big putback dunk, but it had to be the 1As when it's time to close the game. The 1As got to step up and really make it happen, man. The depth gets you there, but the 1As got to make it happen.
Mike Brown, and shout out to the last comment. Mike Brown matched.
Carter Bryant. Bryant,
bro. That's what I'm saying. Carter Bryant, bro. That like you was giving him opportunities to go. You ain't even think to put him on Brunson.
That's a big ass dude too, bro.
That's a big, bro. Put him on Brunson for a little bit. Put him on OG for a little bit. Try something different. They ain't trying no zone. Look like they just out. Listen, man. When and again, I guess when you up most of the games because they were leading a lot of the. So I guess they feel like it was working. But like when teams start to come back. You gotta try different things to really like
not throw it all at the wall, though.
Yeah, man. Listen, bro. When them teams was down, Mike Brown was trying everything.
Mike Brown put Sohan in the game.
So,
he put the other dude in the game whose name I can't pronounce. He like Jose, you gonna play? Like game 4, Jose didn't have it. Game 3, no, I'm sorry. Game 5, Jose didn't have it. Game 3, he ain't have it. Game 4, he had it, but he like Jose. I know McBride. No. Clarkson, get out there. Like, he like, fuck that. We ain't leaving no stone unturned.
But that's how you
gotta be. That's how you got to be. When I'm talking about this
without fighting.
This is a dog fight, dog. Like, and I think Mike Brown like majorly outcoached Mitch. And I'll say this, and I think I said this in the chat. I mean, in a text, I was like, to me, this is one year where the best team in the league didn't win the NBA Finals to me. Because I still think the Knicks match up well against OKC, but every time the Spurs won a game in the last 2 series, I was like, damn, the opposing team couldn't have played any worse. Like just like dog,
we the Knicks about that a lot.
No, the Knicks could not have played any fucking worse in game 6.
Horrible, bro.
And you just looked and it was like, y'all only down 7. Y'all motherfuckers can't do nothing, and y'all down 7. Yeah, boy. Like that's why, like the title of the show, like we were saying, West wide open.
Bro, listen, I truly believe. And I could be wrong, I truly believe with competent coaching, and I do think Mosley, I'm not going to say Mosley is a great coach. I think
we don't know yet, right?
No, we don't know. But I do know he is a competent coach.
Mm-hmm.
At bare minimum, competent coach.
At minimum, right?
Right? Like, if the baseline is competent, if you could just be what he was in Orlando, right? If he take a step from Orlando, then great. But if he's just what he was in Orlando, it'll be the best coach we done had in the last 5 years, right? So if that's the case, our rotations allows for the players to perform a little better. Just what we have. If you can shore up, I know we talking about bringing in, like a center and a shooter or whatever. If you can add any legitimate talent, 2 or 3 legitimate talented players to this team, I think you're a playoff team. And once you get in,
anything can happen.
Once you get
in the playoffs, anything can happen. Like, and that's the crazy part. Like, I totally agree, bro. Like, I think it's all about maximizing guys who actually got something to be maximized and recognizing, like, I can't do nothing with you, but let me put this guy in this position and I'm gonna make something pop off. Because so much of it is roster construction. Like, you can't build bricks without clay. Orlando has some questionable roster construction because you got a couple guys like Isaac, of course, who couldn't play in the postseason, injury or what have you, just couldn't play. Goga wasn't giving them nothing. There's certain guys couldn't step up and like Jalen Suggs had a terrible postseason, but he had a good regular season, but terrible postseason. Franz was hurt. Shit happened. Shit happened. But I think, bro, if you got the ability to keep throwing bodies out there and all these bodies just like they match what you trying to like put out there for his physicality, for his shooting, for his strength, rebounding, playing with pace, etc., I really think you give yourself a great opportunity. Like, looking at the physicality of this postseason, I don't want to see no skinny ass players on the Pelicans with no baggy t-shirts going up against these dudes. Like, I just, people like, well, they play defense, like not the level of defense to where we're at today. Because you can't stop nobody really today. Motherfucker gonna smoke your boots today, like random player.
Absolutely. Also, a thing that this team need more than anything, which is why your interview with Chris, which is out now.
Shout out to Chris, man.
Yeah, make sure y'all go check that out. But the importance of the Chris interview and the one thing that he let us above anybody else that you bring in, unless you bring it in like Jaylen Brown, Zion gotta be the dog. Zion gotta be the dog. Like, at the end of the day, every team is gonna go as far as your best player. I was listening to the mic because we was talking about the coach, and I was listening to Mike Brown talk, and he was just saying, man, throughout the season, like, I continue to adjust as we needed to adjust throughout the season, but we adjust around our best players first. So, like,
not some guy,
not the other, like, okay, Brunson gonna be Brunson. I gotta figure out what's best for Cat to maximize Karl Anthony Towns while being able to maximize Brunson. So, like, Z, and shout out to Z, but like, if what Chris is saying is true, and we don't have no reason to doubt. We see the work that he putting in. We, you know what I mean? You hear the dude that's with him firsthand all the time talking about he looks incredible. Everything looks amazing. His game, all of that. If Z comes out and looks like a true all-star level player, you know what I mean? Possibly all NBA level player, it changes everything for the team as far as like raising the ceiling of the team and whatnot.
And we're gonna do another show because we didn't really get a chance to do it thoroughly this episode when we really broke down the interview with Chris. But I want to play this clip for you because I know when I talked to you about this, you was real upset. I want to play this clip for you. And shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button and get your thoughts on it. And we'll close the show with this segment.
Versus when he is tired. Trying to understand at what moment should they sub him out, understand the minutes, understanding his usage. There's just so much that goes into what it actually takes to be a performance coach. And man, last season they made it extremely difficult, like extremely.
Hey, so look, it's funny because you was looking behind you like
No, because I was like, I had a book, bro. I got a book that like I used to have to like go to the games.
Wow.
And track his like accelerations, his decelerations, his jumps, what moment they logged him out. Because like getting game film, they didn't want, like I couldn't get any film from him. So I couldn't get any performance intel. I couldn't get his mileage tracked. Like nothing that's worth like HIPAA, like not asking about his blood or whatever. Just asking about like just simple performance things.
Something to help you do your job effectively. Like it's funny to mention that because one of the things that's been going on for years, like Zion is a very like unique athlete, but it's like when you're dealing with a guy who's had so many soft tissue injuries, and you know the severity of those injuries have kind of been like left up to guessing for the most part. Like the old front office wasn't very transparent. Like how do bursts, like playing in spurts and bursts and sitting the guy down immediately, how does that hinder a player who has those soft tissue injuries? Like, does it put him more at risk? Does it decrease the risk? Like, if he's going out there playing 4 minutes at the time, like he heats up, then he goes sit down, he's not on a bike, he just sits down, and then he goes back out there another 4 minutes. Like, does that hinder a player with those type of injuries?
It could, but it shouldn't.
Shout out to the homie Chris, man. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him on Instagram and Twitter. Chris. What's your thoughts of that statement about, you know, Chris having difficulties gaining access to film footage and just the difficulty in dealing with the coaching staff and some of the medical people and some of the people who handle the footage and things of that nature?
It was other stuff that we talked about, so I'm gonna keep it specific to this particular question.
Yeah,
bro. What a piece of shit, though. Just listen, and I don't know whose job it is. But to make it difficult for your best player and the star of this team to have somebody that's like actively working with him, and you see that they're trying to put, again, I imagine that dude not cheap, right? I understand this out of Zion's pocket and all of that, but for the organization to not prioritize something as simple as like game film, access to like why isn't this stuff already tracked anyway? It's like, oh, bro, don't worry about that. We already got that log. That's something that we do on a daily anyway for all our players, especially the ones that's been repeatedly hurt over time. It's absolutely ridiculous. And you know who I blame? I blame David Griffin, though. I blame David Griffin, bro. Shout out to fucking Joe Dumas for firing everybody and getting everybody out of here. But like, I just cannot understand how one, if Z is successful and productive, all of y'all make money. Like at the end of the day, everybody makes money. It really blows me. And that's just me. I'm keeping it cool for right now for when we do the show where when we actually do that video, because there's some other shit that's like I gotta make sure we don't get banned for it.
Yeah.
But
I'm already banned, so I'm already banned. I don't give a fuck. But make sure you don't get.
Yeah. I'm trying to set my best not to get banned. But at the end of the day, though, like to shout out to him for his due diligence, his dedication, his hard work, and his detailed eye for all of the things to make sure that he, properly look out for Zion, right? And doing his job at the end of the day. He is doing his job, doing what he's supposed to. Yeah. But to have to go through that level of incompetence, in my opinion, by not being able to get like just some basics, basic stuff to be able to keep this dude healthy, keep him on the court, and possibly make him, him and them more successful. Negligence, just malpractice, This like that's a truly disheartening situation, in my opinion.
So shout out to Chris, and also I appreciate his transparency and just being so forthcoming because man, there was some stuff that didn't make the final cut that I was just like, nah, I gotta take this out. Like, and I might have, yeah, it was bad. You know what I'm saying? The Pelicans, the prior regime, I'm sure they came in trying to do some things to help the situation, but it's still light years behind where it needs to be. And I think the lack of general accountability from ownership to the GM David Griffin to the staff he had in place, from this even Zion to some degree, to a large part of the degree, because at the end of the day you got to take your own career in your hands. Yeah, you're 19 years old, 20 years old, all the money in the world, but it's like it gets tough because I mean Zion was no angel, but this organization was god awful, bro. And it kind of makes me feel like with a lot of these players that were drafted to the Pelicans, had they been drafted somewhere else, their career trajectory would have been a lot different in a very positive way. Now, I got one more clip for you, right? And look, we're gonna break this whole interview down on another episode, but y'all be sure to check it out. My interview with Zion's performance coach, Chris. I got another clip for you. I wanted to get your thoughts on this as well. So I think what people are gonna be most excited about is that was all jumpers.
Yeah.
We know what Zion can do at the rim. So has there been an emphasis put on that jumper this offseason?
For sure. It's been an emphasis on figuring out like how he want to get to his spots and take the jumper. Like he can shoot.
Yeah.
His game has always been predicated on getting downhill. That's how I believe coaches have utilized him from what I've seen. But he can shoot. And he's talented. And he's looking to showcase more of his talent, just like Coach Mosley said that like he's barely scratching the surface. And what I've seen from him this offseason has been nothing short of spectacular. Like it's been pretty incredible to watch. Like a lot of people have seen his pure raw athletic ability, but like he can shoot really, really well.
Yo, I'm gonna say this. I don't think it'd be no shit if I say this. One of the issues with Zion shooting the midi is also the offense kind of has to be catered to that to a degree. Like not catered to him shooting middies, but the offense also has to create situations where he has the spots to pull up and shoot the midi in particular. Now there's the good midi that's kind of like maybe just above the free throw line, maybe just below. You don't want to take a shot that's right inside the 3-point line, right inside the arc. And teams tend to guard Zion and drop coverage, so they're not dropping that far down to where it's a fucking free throw. But personally for me, I would prefer to see him take 2 or 3 3-pointers a game because I feel like he has that much space to take those versus taking those middies, in my opinion, for that and floaters and things of that nature. I would like to see him incorporate more 3-point shooting. But the coach kind of has to help you out with that. That's what my takeaway from conversations I've had. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. Zion is partially responsible because when you open for 3, how you shot them 4 threes when Gentry was here, there's plenty of time, bro. You can shoot. There's times where they leave you wide open. Just be confident and shoot it. That's all. Be confident and shoot it. And he has mentioned at times about struggling with the confidence. I blame the coaching to a degree on that by not making it mandatory for him to shoot and not making the offense, like you said, the offense to a degree, designers like, no, we need you to come off and be able to do this. Like, this is when you take these kinds of shots. Like, you can draw up plays for Zion to shoot a jumper. And if you add those types of plays in, it would force him.
Like, bro, when you come off that screen, well, the problem is the Pelicans don't have screen setters. But it's like when you come off that screen, that's when you shoot that jumper right there.
Yeah. Example, they run the flash screen for Trey at all times, right? You ain't got to, you could just run a little back. Like, if you run a back screen play for Zion at the 3-point line, it's going to be open 100% of the time because ain't nobody guarding him at the 3-point line. So you could run it 1 or 2 times a game and force him to shoot it. And that's how you build his confidence. Now, as far as like talking about the spacing and all of that stuff, which I understand exactly what he means, the space and the players on the court. DQ had something similar to say, talking about Herb always open. We know what that means. You know what I'm saying? I know that ain't got nothing to do with this right now, but I'm just saying Zion, like I think moving forward, he's going to be in a much better situation moving forward as far as like spacing, the offense that they run, and also being able to open up his game and somebody giving him the confidence to like do what he likes to do, because at the end of the day, you're not taking away his best weapon, which is getting downhill, getting to the paint, finishing at the rim. It's not like anybody's trying to like take away what he does best. But at the same time, all of the things that we want to do, you can game plan those things to where it forces him to open up his game. And I think you'll see that. So I'm excited, bro, which is why when I asked you about, Z being the motherfucking man, I think he's going to be put in more situations this year, more than ever, or closer to when Stan was here. First year Stan was here, when Stan was just like, this dude can do everything, right? And you saw Z be 27, 7, and 6, just looking phenomenal and looking dominant. Honestly, this is what I truly believe, bro. I won't lie. I think Zion, from a mental part of the game, got so much from that year with Stan that it can't, like, he just probably did most of that and it carried throughout the Willie, but it just slowly declined year from year because it wasn't being built upon from that time. So like
the foundation was set, but it's it starts sinking basically.
Like even Gentry to a degree, because he figured out how to score, right? Yeah. But Stan was like, nah, we're going to do this. We're going to put you in space. We're going to
make you a playmaker.
We're going to make you a playmaker.
Set some screens for you.
Right? So I think Stan set him with a foundation and was like, I could just do this. And Willie was like, well, why can't you just do that? On top of the injuries and stuff, right? I think it just kind of diminished slowly over the
I think relationships, because like just being real, I never really heard of Trey or Zion getting along with Willie Green. That's not something I'm sure they were respectful to him as an authority figure. But I will tell you this, and I got this firsthand. Yeah. Zion and Coach Mosley locked in. Good. And when I say they locked in, they locked in. Zion and Coach Mosley locked in. And Fears, being a guy that's a gym rat, putting in major work this season, people saying he looked great this offseason, I'm sure he locked in with Mosley as well. But they locked in. This is how you turn around your franchise, though. That's how it starts. You find the front office, right? Mm-hmm. They find the coach who empowers the star. Exactly. Right? Look at what happened. Look at OKC. OKC started out, got Shea, Mark Dagnall, and it's been like that. Locked in. Like that ever since then. Bickerstaff, Cade Cunningham.
Bickerstaff and Cade, right? Boom. Ever since, all right, locked in. I believe I'm empowered Cade.
Right.
To do whatever
Cade is your team, though.
Exactly. Even Brunson and Tibbs, right? Locked in. They started turning around, and then when it was time to go to the next level,
Mike Brown and Fox.
Yes.
When Mike Brown first year was locked in.
Yeah, locked in, bro. Steve Kerr and Steph. Like you gotta be synonymous with your guy, bro. And that's how they elevate. And that's how the organization elevates. If you can get Z, and again, Z's not old, bro. Like it's not
5, maybe 26.
Yeah, like he still has. Again, we know he can shoot the ball. Like I'm not even just like we watch him when he takes his jumpers. More than likely they go in. Like he don't shoot a lot of them, but I'm just saying when he does shoot them, it's not like he out there missing 3-4 of them in a row. You know what I'm saying? So like the 1 or 2 times
we've seen Zion hit game like go ahead middies.
Yes, bro.
Like we've seen it versus Spurs. We've seen it versus the Clippers this year. We've seen it versus man, what's that team? We've seen it versus Phoenix. Like we've seen them do it. Like you feel me? Like I think shout out to my homie MP with the Bucky's photo. He said Mike Brown and Knicks clicked. He knows his players. Miss Johnson doesn't know Spurs attitude reflects leadership. It's a great point. It's a great point. Like shout out to Don Guillory. He said Willie Green was locked in with BI. I agree. I feel like they had an incredible relationship and rapport that didn't translate to the other players. And like you know how Joe Dumars, and shout out to Joe. He was like, man, Mosley. One thing about Mosley can get out on the court with guys, and
bro.
I'm gonna say,
Mosley out there. Mosley, listen, bro.
I'm gonna say Mosley the real deal, son. I'm gonna say Mosley the real deal. I'm gonna say that.
More action, less talk. I could show you what I mean. I could get out here. I could do it with you. You know what I'm saying? And like again, he said it in a press conference. I ain't gonna ask you to do nothing that I ain't willing to do too. I can't ask you to come out here and work out, and I ain't willing to go grind with you. Best believe you won't watch film. I'm watching film. You won't break down tape. I'm breaking down tape. And
to me, that make me. You're not gonna be able to slack off with Mosley.
No,
because I'm gonna tell you. I don't even want to say too much, but let me tell you something about Coach Mo. Coach Mo, the type of guy, like you just said, he's not gonna ask you to do something he's not willing to do himself. From what I'm being told, and them dudes in that gym putting in work. Mosley in that gym putting in work with him. Like, what's up? What you doing? I bet we in this together. And that's why I think there's going to be a level of accountability because he is doing it himself. He's like, shout out to Raphael. He's setting the culture. Shout out to these like Pat Riley style. You know, even though Pat's a little older, he like, look, I've been here before. I'm gonna show you, like, we in this together. This is a war. We in this together. And I think fears in Zion, where Zion is at right now, because of course Zion hasn't always been like this, you know, and I think that's where him taking ownership and that accountability comes in, and we're gonna speak more about that when we break down the actual video. That's a good question, D. I don't know. But I will say this: just because you don't see a guy in the gym don't mean they ain't in the gym. I'll say that. I just because you don't see somebody,
just because he ain't in my gym, don't mean he ain't in the gym.
What your boy said, just because he sees me with it doesn't mean I'm saying like but just because I don't know. But I'll say this: Fizz is locked in, Eve putting in work, Bryce McGowan's putting in work, Zion putting in major work, Trey putting in work. Like all them dudes putting in work, all them dudes tapping in, all them dudes, and this is not something I'm guessing. This is not something I got firsthand information about this. Them dudes working, and Mosley is putting in work. You would think Mosley was like a player on the team. I'll say that. Bro putting in work, and they building a solid foundation culturally. Now, whether that translates and they can get some players on the roster. That and look, Elvin listening to me, but Elvin know all this too. So you know what I'm saying. So we know what's happening. You know what I'm saying. We plugged in, and they got some good people in that building, man. And them dudes is not fucking around, dog. Hopefully it translates to wins, but right now the intentions are they not fucking around, son.
I think the key thing that matters. And we keep talking about the foundation, the culture, and all of that. Mm-hmm. Everybody that's here is tired of this fucking losing. Everybody is tired of this losing. And everybody know what the problems are.
Yeah.
Everybody know what the issues are. This ain't one of them situations where, like, you sitting there walking around and it's like, oh, I think we need. Like, everybody was talking about the Jeremiah Fizz video with him and AJ. He was like, we ain't got no bigs. And it's like, no, we don't. We need a center, bro. We need a center. We need some rebounding. You need it. So go out and address it. And I think again to the information about Joe Nim taking his off season very seriously, free agency serious, trade serious.
Seriously,
that don't mean do nothing too crazy, right?
Don't trade for Fox.
Yeah,
no, we gotta talk about that. No, we gotta talk about that.
Yeah, you want to do that? You want to do that and then close it? I'm good. No, bro, I'm good. I'm just. Listen, like everybody should feel more secure because regardless of whoever they bring in, the people that can make a difference already that are here are doing everything that they can to make a difference. And you can't always say that was the case before. Now, again, we can't account for injuries or nothing like that.
Yeah, can't account for it. Freak stuff.
But the previous protocols, that was the BS that we was talking about. Like you could be out for 2 months, you could be out for 3 months, all of that nuked, right? Everybody's absolutely doing the best they can to like give us an opportunity to really compete and come out this year and get this thing rolling. Like I think, you could move on to the Fox thing with this, but I think everybody that's going to be here, either if it's for themselves or like if it's for Joe or whatever. And again, I think it's always down to the money, right? These dudes trying to get paid. Z going into a contract year. Like I gotta show up this year. All NBA for Z this year mean I can ask for big bread moving forward.
Right.
I gotta have it. Trey, he got a deal coming up, but you talking about wanting to be an all-star? Say, bro, being an all-star give you a lot of flexibility.
Get some leverage.
Yeah, bro. Leverage. So all of these dudes in here putting in major work like they absolutely need to. And again, I think it's for themselves, and I think it's for like they tired of the losing shit too. These last 2 years losing like that has been honestly, they ain't lost like that.
Yeah, this has kind of been like the first time they've lost like repetitively.
Yeah,
so like the play-in wasn't even a thing.
Yeah, they've been humble. They've been very humble. They were a little too cocky. They've been humble.
Yeah. And shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure you hit that like button. So we got to close with Rich Paul client, De'Aaron Fox. Technically Louisiana native. Technically, had a pretty good season. Ended on a pretty rough note. We've had situations like that ourselves with other clutch clients who used to play for the team, but. You know, man, it's just tough in the postseason. So he's coming off a season all-star bid. These numbers are not very impressive for an all-star. I ain't gonna lie. Now that I'm looking at them, these are bad numbers. 18. I mean, not bad, but 18, 6, and 3. What the fuck? I guess because the team was so good.
Steph got hurt.
Oh yeah, Steph
was good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ant was there.
He played 72 games.
I can't remember who else was out.
This is arguably one of the worst All-Star nominations I've seen recently. One of the worst. For all that, you could have made CJ an All-Star. But anyway, he was an All-Star. Wasn't really eligible for any other awards. But is there a scenario to where De'Aaron Fox could interest you, or the Spurs could interest you rather, in acquiring De'Aaron Fox? He has, oh my God, he got 4 years left, starting at $49.5 million next season. Is there a scenario where you could be interested in taking on that contract? What up, Z?
No. Just fuck no. No. You remember the Chris Brown video? No. Fuck no. What? No. I can't. No. Listen, and it's not even about the finals performance, right?
Okay.
It's not even about that.
Right.
Number 0, I am not bringing in another guy to start over him unless they like
significantly better.
Yes, significant. Like Maxey right now is significantly better.
Yeah,
and younger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about Fears.
Yes.
Right.
I'm saying Fears is the guy. Fears is the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I am not bringing in a point guard first. Any point guard that start over him. Damn sure not bringing in. How old is Fox? Fox almost 30, ain't he?
Yeah, he's 29. Yeah.
Fox
Well,
almost
he'll
30.
be 29 when his contract starts.
He almost 30.
Yeah.
He makes 60 million. And like, it's not that he a bad player. I'm not saying he a bad player.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I feel like I could get the production for Fizz. The only way I would even consider it, I need all of the picks.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm talking about however I need like 4 to 5 and swaps. Because you cap strong.
That's a terrible contract. I ain't gonna lie. Like it's one of those contracts to where like the only thing you can
don't need a vet.
The only thing you can do is like just hope it gets better. Even for like DeJounte and Poole, for example, right? If he made the same amount of money as DeJounte, I would do it. Even if he had more years on this deal. Mm-hmm. But like I'd rather Poole kind of just fall off the books in that scenario. And I'd rather like DeJounte maybe opt out, like, or something along those lines. Fox just ain't good no more. Like, and that's the thing. Like,
he's not bad.
No, what I'm saying, he's not bad, but
he's not 60 million good.
That's what that's what I'm saying. Like, he's in that tier of player to where you just like, I will never like get the money for this production back. Like, I'll never get the steak never gonna be worth the sizzle for this level of production because he's a fringe all-star reserve. He's no threat to be a real starting point guard. He's a fringe all-star reserve, former all-NBA third team, and that was like 4 years ago.
You know who could take this deal on? The Bulls.
But see, if you the Bulls, you gonna ask for the same thing the Pelicans want.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, I need all your money.
I need all your. Well, the Pelicans can't do it. We can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, I need all your picks. My bad. Yeah. Well, we got tradable salary to do it, and we got like DeJounte who
the reason why we can't do it. For example, if you take this money on, right, you already close to the cap.
Yeah.
Let's say Z make all NBA, right? Hypothetically. Yeah. I'm not saying he does.
Yeah.
But let's say he does. What type of extension Zion gonna ask for? And I'm not saying he get the full all NBA money. But I don't want to be capped with I need to at least be able to offer Z 45 to 50 with not being like Fox is hurting me.
I think even if Zion did make all NBA, I still think he kind of tops out at like 42.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, but I get your point because I'm like, when you talk about team building and roster construction, it's incredibly difficult. To me, it's kind of like it's less of a DeJounte situation because the money ain't the same.
Yes.
But when you talk about like, I'm hamstrung a bit with this type of contract, I got somebody who plays, lower on the depth chart than this player who's arguably about as good or going to be as good relatively soon. Harper's probably a little like edging toward being better. If he continues his trajectory by next year, he'll probably be better. Yes. Or he just does more of what you need, right? I think Rich Paul is a little too good at his job. And I think this is an example of him being too good at his job.
Listen, his client is happy as hell. Got him the way he wanted to go. You just was in the finals. You making all this money. All you got to do is the team's got to perform. And it ain't all on Fox. Wemby let you down.
Yeah.
Like, let's just keep it a stack. Like, Fox didn't play well, but your best player didn't play well. Castle didn't play well. Like, the team didn't play well. So it ain't all on Fox. But moving forward, like, you can't take that money on because, again, if you pay, let's say, and I just use this for example, so let's say Z is incredible. Like, man, fuck that. Z averaged 30. You go to the Western Conference Finals. Hypothetically,
it's possible.
MVP Western Conference have a K type year. You the 1 seed type shit. Stretch, right? You done added Fox. You're like, once you extend Z, you capped. Like your cap is pretty much screwed. As opposed to if you don't take on Fox.
Yeah.
Right. And then you let Poole fall off or DeJounte or whatever. And now you got your flexible, or you just moving because the contract is also immovable. Like ain't nobody gonna walk as the year
I think that's the thing with some of these contracts, like even with Zion. I think even if the team, because people have been saying that for a while, but the way they kind of doing a salary cap now, and they're not doing major jumps anymore because that kind of a lot of teams got caught with their hands in the cookie jar doing that. So they kind of like smoothing the salaries out. I don't see Zion getting 50. I'm talking about Don Guillory, but man, you better. If Zion get 50, he probably finished top 2 in MVP voting or something like that. All defense first team. But I will say this: I think more than Fox's performance, because I saw this happen with the clutch client that was on the Pelicans as well. Once people start feeling like you dislikable, once people start disliking you, and you like what, it ain't like you played bad. It gets to the point where people saying you shouldn't play no more. Like you can't play in this series, period. You can be bad. You can't be God fucking awful. Right? Can't be God fucking awful. So the thing with Fox is he was God fucking awful, and people just like, man, you don't even care. Like that's the vibe people are picking up. That like the interviews are terrible right now. Like his interviews just can't be any worse right now. It's just a total lack of self-awareness in these interviews. And it's just like that's kind of starting to be your MO. And if I'm an opposing team, I'm not bailing the Spurs out of this situation.
No,
Bitch,
I want them to suffer.
I want you to suffer with this deal because Castle, his extension come by. I think when Castle's extension coming up, Fox still gonna be on the books.
Listen, bro, they signed Fox under the assumption they wasn't getting a Dylan Harper type player. Like, obviously, they signed Fox before they ended up jumping up and getting the motherfucking number 2 pick with Dylan Harper in the draft. Now you could have sold Fox then. You could have sold Fox then, but you didn't.
And they should have traded Fox that offseason.
Yeah. Once you got number 2 and you knew Dylan was coming in, you could have moved him.
I think they didn't, honestly, because they got him for so cheap. And I think Rich Paul kind of, they probably had a handshake deal.
Yeah, he wanted to be there. He chose them. He chose them when people weren't really choosing them like that.
Right. And if you're a Kings fan, I'm sure you don't feel much better today. I guess some solace is that, man, shout out to Mike Brown because we believed in Mike. But you're probably looking at Fox like, see, we knew it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You probably kind of feeling like that because a lot of people in the media, they weren't necessarily happy to see Fox go. But like,
I'd say this, and we can close when you watch Brunson and you watch Dylan Harper and you watch Fox make more than both of them dudes. Like a lot more than both of them dudes.
Now that's because Brunson was kind of tripping, but shout out to him.
But Brunson Brunson did what he needed to do so he could win.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, Brunson, that just face value.
Yeah,
that dude make more than Brunson and Dylan Harper, and both of these players look significantly better.
And again, shout out to Fox for being an all-star, but that's why I just don't believe in heavily investing in certain types of players and certain type of like guys, because just like you said that, I'm like, for Herman, way more money than Champagne. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why like with certain players, or even like Asar, I like Asar a lot, but I'm like, couldn't give Asar no motherfucking $25 million. Like I just couldn't.
As great as he is, bro.
As great as he is, I'm like, dog, I'm not paying you for no 6 points a game, dog. Like you
Champagne was before they got to the final. Champagne was money. $3 million, I think.
I just can't no, bro. But man, shout out to Dan Fox.
Think about this, and we close here.
Mm-hmm. We got the start questions.
Okay. Bryce is a two-way.
Yeah.
And Bryce was closing games.
He closed a couple games.
I'm just when you talk
before Herb was before Bryce got hurt and Herb was eventually like shut down. Herb kind of got benched he hit about like 3 games in a row where he didn't close.
Bryce, they was like,
and honestly, I have no intel on how they feel about Herb. I haven't heard anything about Herb this offseason whatsoever. I ain't in the building. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully his trade value is high.
Playing 9, man. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, Clay and 9, dog. That's why I'm mad too. We're gonna get to the star questions. We're gonna get out here, man. Peace to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hopefully by tomorrow. Hopefully by tonight, we got some trades going. And tomorrow, we'll really get the trades popping. Paul said, who needs to rehab their value? That's more likely a candidate than a splashy signing. Well, I can tell you for sure John Morant is out of the equation. I got that on good authority. Oof. That there's no interest in John Morant today. I can see Sabonis still being a fallback option. If you miss out and they just giving them away, I can see them being like, all right, well, fuck it, we'll take them. But who do you think?
Jalen Green.
See Jalen Green.
Seems
like a Jordan type deal.
I see. Yeah, I think they're gonna try and because Jalen, similar contract wise, it just makes sense. Kind of like you said, keep kicking the can.
Yeah,
and then hopefully you hit on a potential upside. If you could do a DeJounte for Jalen Green, then you do it. Just
can
simply.
Can you imagine if Jalen Green was just like, look, bro, this is it for you. This is your last chance to really do something special. We believe in you. Like you give him the spill, and he like, you're right. I'm about to buy in, and he kind of solid. You're like, wait.
That's how you gotta. It's always what is it? It's always team second and third team.
Yeah, the way you really kind of put it together, like a redraft. I just wish
Coach Mosley be a more like this because I think Mosley is more E-made than motherfucking Willie Green, right? Mm-hmm. But let's say he's a more thoughtful. Or less fucking volatile email Udoka. That could be just what Jalen Green needs.
And it's something to be said about just getting certain motherfuckers out the building, bro. Just getting certain type of personalities and certain people. Like I watched that Fears Knicks game again the other day, and I was just like, boy, niggas was down bad, dog.
I didn't do that, boy.
Boy, they did Fears
cooking in that 4 quarters.
Fears was giving them boys the blues.
Listen, bro, I know their season was over that game, but that's to me.
They could have won that game, dog.
That's when I knew Borrego was getting fired. That's when I knew he was getting fired. Like 100% knew he wasn't coming back after that. Because the Herb shit had been alluding to it all season.
Yeah.
These talk about, we're gonna give people opportunity and stuff. No, this man is actively on the court, keeping you in the game. And I want to say they took the lead or something like that.
Yeah, I think they took the lead. If I'm not mistaken.
Took the lead like real quick. He battling Brunson. As a rookie right now, battling Brunson. Come on, sit down, player, for the rest of the game. The rest of the game.
Both game first the Knicks last year. The Pelicans was balling. That's why I'm saying
until Brunson turned it on.
Yeah, it's and then some of them substitutions, boy. Again, you want to talk about
I think he said to the last 3 minutes or something like that of that game too, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember. I know at home Zion had gave him the go ahead. He had a go ahead bucket with a minute left, maybe a minute something left, and nobody else contributed. It was oh my god. Yeah. Shout out to Shot Chamberlain. He says Ty Jerome. I like Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome making close to 10 million right now. If Memphis want to he's a guy that they could trade into your MLE, but I don't really know why you would do that. You got a player option for next year. Ty Jerome can shoot, could be a backup point guard, handle the ball, can get buckets in spurts, but
I'm out on Ty Jerome, man. I want motherfucking Colin
fan.
Sexton, dog. Colin Sexton is the guard that we need, bro. That's the backup veteran PG that we need.
You know what? I thought about Colin Sexton because there's the Rich Paul connection there. Colin been a little inefficient, like lately, like the last year or so, but he was balling with
Colin for his career average like 17, shoot almost 38 to 40% from three on 4 attempts or something like that.
I think last year, I'm gonna just go to the year before because he had got traded, but
yeah, he got bounced around a lot.
Yeah, he was a little high usage. But let's say 24-25, shot 40% from beyond the arc. Got a good attitude. Dog. Remind you a lot of fears. Rich Paul client, free agent, probably not gonna get a veteran. Gonna be 28 years old. Probably and not gonna get a lot of money, but a guy could give you a big bucket. Just a dog. Like I like Colin Sexton for a long time. When he was in Utah. Kevin Porter Jr. I like Kevin Porter Jr. too. He's the type of psychopath that would help you out. I think Milwaukee might look to bring him back. He a bit of a psychopath though.
He too one-sided for me.
Yeah, he mostly off it. Now, Colin Sexton can't guard nobody neither, but
he act like he could go. He pick you up full court. He push it out.
He gonna try. Yeah, and do
he a better Jose.
Yeah, he's a tiers better Jose. Like he's dude cognito. He gonna try to defend. He can shoot. He can attack the rim. You know what I'm saying? He's hit some big buckets, and he come from a losing organization, but he probably ready to start winning again.
Yeah.
So I like him. JK said, y'all think Fizz doing summer league? I don't want him to, but I know L. I think you think he is.
He gonna give you the 2 games. Go beat the fuck out these people, and then get out of that. Gonna show all I gotta test this off-season work. Like I gotta come show what I've been working on. He gonna go do that, and then he gonna get out of that. So he probably give you 1 or 2 games. He ain't playing all of them.
I really just want Queen and PV to play, and whoever we draft, if we draft somebody. I say that because there's a very good chance Fears is starting for you next season. And I just don't want nothing fluky to happen, boy. That's the only reason I say that. I'll feel so played if something fluky happen.
If it looked like he about to get hurt, that boy done. But I think he gonna give you a game, maybe 2.
Don Gilbert said, did y'all hear about the Nembhard packages in play for trade from Indiana? Nembhard Fears backcourt. I'm not interested, honestly.
I like Nembhard too, but not.
I like Nembhard a lot, but I think Nembhard. I don't think Colin Sexton much worse than Nembhard, to be honest. And I like Nembhard a lot. Nembhard brother not that much worse than him. I can see it. I know some people just don't like Trey, but I still think Trey's like the second best player on this team. And you could of course improve, but if they say they're only going to trade for an improvement, I don't think Nembhard centered package, or maybe if it's like Nembhard, Naismith, and stuff, like a bunch of picks, then maybe. But if you're talking about like an incline type move, it would
fucking need Pascal. Then if that's the case,
I would rather attach something to Trey and go get like a real deal, like all-star caliber guy, because I'm trading a fringe all-star caliber guy for a person who's like only going to be a role player ever. So that's what
Trey averaged 21-5 and 21-4-3 or 21-5-4 something in the shot. He shoot 38% from 3 on almost 10 threes a game. You need somebody who gonna get buckets. And all the other shit to.
I would need a nigga that averaged 19 and defend.
It
would have to be if it's Trey for a Min Thompson, I'm like, all right. But other than that, it's
if you move in Trey and it's not for a Jaylen Brown type, I need at minimum somebody that's all right, I know this dude. If he don't have the high variance offense, Trey can get you 30, 40. That motherfucker is clamps on the defensive. He might not score over 20, but he ain't giving up more than 15. Like,
I ain't gonna lie. I need you to score.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, you gotta be able to get
I need you to get some buckets too, because even like I just feel like we about to really into a time where, bitch, it don't matter how you guard on this perimeter. When it comes down to it, you not gonna be able to do nothing with me.
You just saw it. You just saw it. As great as Castle is defensively, Dillon defensively, Vassell defensively, Champagny was playing solid. Brunson said, ISO whoever,
right,
and I'm closing. And ain't nothing you can do.
And then it's like, you saw it for several series to where it's just like, this dude's kind of just missing.
Yeah.
Like, nigga ain't playing no hardcore penitentiary defense. Just missing. So I think it can be a lateral move if you trade. I think it gotta be for a real guy. That's why I don't think he ends up getting traded, honestly, unless it's for like a star. Or somebody like, I got 5 picks for you. Like, something
especially
ridiculous.
If he's about to take another step.
Yeah, if he's in the building with Zion and he in the building with Fears, if Mosley locked in, now I haven't heard this about trade necessarily, but if Mosley locked in with Zion, I imagine he's locked in with everybody to some degree, at least the ones that matter, the ones. And I guess we'll just see. The reporting's kind of weird. I do think, like, motherfucker answering the phone, everybody gonna answer the phone. If somebody call about Zion, they gonna answer the phone. Somebody call about Fears, they gonna answer the phone. They're not gonna just like, what? No, if somebody call and say, hey, you like Therese Maxey? And I like Jeremiah Fears. They'll be like, well, how much you like him?
Yeah.
Like, you like him enough to trade him straight up. Like, everybody, they're gonna answer the phone for everybody. But I do think there's like a 0% chance trade's traded, but I don't think it'll be a lateral move. Not with their goals and what they're trying to do. Yeah, but man, shout out to everybody in the building. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button now. We appreciate y'all. El, tell the people they can find you at, brother.
Man, you catch me at PELS in the Blender on YouTube. Just say Davis on X, man. Appreciate y'all for sure. Hit that like button for sure. Share the stream, hype the video, all in the above, man. We appreciate y'all.
Yes, indeed, man. Y'all know who it is, man. Number 1 Pelicans critic, man. We getting exclusives on this channel. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully nobody try to steal the footage. If somebody try to steal the footage, I need y'all to report them. And we hitting their ass with strikes. Don't steal my shit, bitch. I work hard. But yeah, so shout out to everybody. Please be sure to like, follow, like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Leave your ideas for free agency in the description. Make sure y'all go subscribe to PELS in the Blender. Hype the video up, what have you. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. It's at chedda-chaz, CHEDDACHAZ. And y'all have a great week. We out. Shout out to Slim South coming in for the game winner. We out, man. Peace.
Sure.